But I woke up on the lobby floor. Yeah, that's how it's some kind of war. I'm coming out like a waterfall. I check my phone, but you never call. Lost in the ceiling, caught up in this feeling. I can't seem to let it go. Locked in this cage, I've been stuck here for days, and I can't seem to let you go. You pull me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Pushed you out, pushed you out. Come let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess tied by all these chains. Open my eyes now, I can't see. Stuck on key, yeah. Can we be friends? Everything with you next to me. I know that I've been the enemy, but I've had my moment of clarity. Lost in the ceiling, caught up in this feeling. I can't seem to let it go. Locked in this cage, I've been stuck here for days, and I can't seem to let you go. You pull me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Pushed you out, pushed you out. Come let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess tied by all these chains. Open my eyes now, I finally see. Stuck on key, yeah. Can we be free?
I heard you all say I am a monster, but I don't care if you speak ill of me. Thank you for speaking ill of me behind my back. I am only becoming stronger and stronger, like the fluctuations in concrete. I heard you all say I am a monster, but I don't care if you speak ill of me. Thank you for speaking ill of me behind my back. I am only becoming stronger and stronger, like the fluctuations in concrete. shapes in the absence of clouds, like shadow painting. I was wrong about all the things that they told me. Stay up late while we learn to be loud. Watch the colors fade in. I was born to make change in places we can't see. I can't see your head in her head. No, I can't believe I'm drowning on dry land. And I won't stop, won't stop. And I won't stop, won't stop. And I won't stop, can't hold me down. And I won't stop, won't stop. And I finding shapes in the absence of clouds, like shadow painting. I was wrong about all the things that they told me. Stay up late while we learn to be loud. Watch the colors fade in. I was born to make change in places we can't see.
Is it about that time? I think it might be that time. What do you guys think?
Think so.
Apparently. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to go. Let's get it.
Distance nerding.
Well, welcome back. Here we are.
Are we?
Oh, we are. Back
He's young Phil.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to Distance Nerding.
He's young Phil.
She's Captain Bex.
He's Ray.
And we're here to
nerd together. And I don't know what I'm doing.
We nailed that one for sure. We're talking 100%. Anything pop culture, movies, music, food, wrestling, whatever you're nerding out on, we want to talk about it. Guys, got to follow us on all the social medias, everything that exists. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Discord, MySpace. If it's out there, we are there. OMG, guys, how are we doing tonight?
Excellent.
Well, that is good.
Considering I feel like it's Groundhog Day every time I open up this Apple computer, I'm okay so far.
Still trying to figure it out. What, like 5 months later?
Well, the thing is, I open it up when I log in to do the show, and I think the last time was like, 2 months ago? So now I'm like, right click this, left click that. I'm like, oh.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have found your way into the latest
rabbit hole. That is chapter 104, and we're going to be talking LA Comic-Con. Now, guys, this week on deck, we've got a very special Geekend update. Okay. Recapping our experience at the LA Comic-Con.
I was waiting for it.
I was going to say lights, camera, reaction. I mean, let's watch and discuss some trailers. I know, right? The download, a DC Universe, is moving to Amazon, and some starting rumors. But did the Sith just leak the Star Wars Jedi Survivor release date? I don't know. You guys think so?
I'm completely in the dark, so I'm going to say yes. 100%.
He's completely
yes.
on the dark side. Look at
There
him.
you go.
There we go.
Very
See,
nice save.
That's what we needed, was the puns. The puns.
Someone's prepared.
Are winning right there. But before we get into that, of course, but first, let me get a shout out. Guys, shout outs to all the sponsors, all the people who make this go round and make the show continue to go. The first one I'm going to talk about here, you guys know it, you love it. It's Poddex. Yes, that's right, Poddex. The entire show is powered by Poddex. Poddex are a unique interview question and episode starting prompt in the palm of your hand. So whether you are a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, you're going to want to check out Poddex. Now, guys, head over to poddex.com. On that first order, use the code NERDING10 and you get 10% off your first order. Now, you may be asking, this may be your first time watching the show, and you may be asking, what the hell is Poddex? I don't know what Poddex is. What's a Poddex? Guys, they're awesome, right? And then we use them in our interviews. We use them when we interview guests and things like that. But also, the other cool thing about Poddex is maybe you want to be the cool person at your next corporate retreat or the next party. You want to do the icebreaker or something like that. Poddex are the way to go. You can ask all the questions, be the cool person there, right? Or if not, if you guys have seen that Poddex or that podcaster shirt that I wear every now and then, I was actually wearing it on Friday, Bex, if you didn't notice. But I was wearing a podcaster shirt. It looks like a Supreme shirt, but it says podcaster on it. Yeah, that's a Poddex shirt. So guys, head over to poddex.com. And again, use that code NERDING10 to get 10% off. Now, you may be wondering, if Poddex powers the entire show, then what the hell powers Young Phil? Because Young Phil's got way too much energy. He's way too out there and having too much fun. I would say I'm having the right amount of fun, but still, with that being said, what is it that powers Young Phil? And I'm going to tell you what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Debbie. That's right. Debbie's an emerging brand of energy drinks created to help focus, concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash. Debbie contains no maltodextrin, no sugar, no filler, no artificial colors, no dyes. Doesn't have any of that crazy stuff that every other energy drink in the existence of the world has inside of it. Guys, if you want to check out more about Debbie, head over to www.debbie.gg and use that code again, nerding10, to get 10% off your order. Now, that one's not just your first order. That's anytime you get something off of Poddex or off of Debbie. I'm crossing my sponsors here.
Crossing the streams.
Crossing the streams. So, guys, you know, there are 5 delicious flavors of the energy blend. You've got that Dub Sludge. You've got that Galaxy Grenade. You've got that Beach and Peach, the Passion Joy Tea, and of course my personal favorite, the Dragonade, that Dragon Fruit Pink Lemonade. It's amazing. And if you're not into the energy stuff, there's also a hydration blend. You got that Monkey Madness. That's that strawberry banana deliciousness. Pretty much just a hydration blend. It's Gatorade essentially, right? But it just tastes like strawberry banana. It's delicious, guys. Every time we do samples at any show that we go to, I've not yet had somebody say, "Well, this sucks." You know, most people end up buying it right at the bat. And you use that code NERDING10 and you get 10% off. So, guys, like I said, head over to w.gg, learn more about W, use that code NERDING10 to get 10% off your order. How cool is that?
Very cool.
Fantastic.
I'm hoping that's amazing. I'm hoping that's fun. Oh, look at that. My boy Gotham Guy in the chat over here. How was the con, guys? You know what, man? Fred, we're going to talk about it here in a minute, man. We're going to get into we lost Ray. We're gonna get into the con right now, man. LA Comic Con was a blast. So without further ado, even though we lost Ray, hopefully we get him back here. He probably there he goes. Did you hit the X button in the corner by accident?
No, even worse. I went to log in, of course, after already broadcasting. I'm brand new. Welcome.
Genius guy. This is your first time.
Yeah. Hi. How's it going?
But with that being said, again, ladies and gentlemen, we got a very, very special Geekend Update! Oh, I hope you guys are ready for this.
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Hell yeah. Guys, Geekend Update. Again, normally we just tell you about what's coming up. This time on the Geekend Update, we're telling you about what our weekend was. And what was that weekend? We were at LA Comic Con. LA Comic Con was this past weekend, December 2nd through the 4th at the LA Convention Center. The event featured cosplayers, exhibitions, panels, and celebrities like Simu Liu, William Shatner, Ming-Na Wen, Giancarlo Esposito, Elijah Wood, the cast of The Sandlot, Jimmy Neutron. There was a Jimmy Neutron reunion, and so much more. You know, so much happened over the weekend. Now, we all had different things that we were doing over the course of the entire weekend, and that's kind of why we want to do this recap, right? We want to talk about what were the things that we did, things that we checked out, and everything like that. And we're going to go day by day, right? So we're going to start off with Friday and talk about like kind of what we did on each of these days, right? So again, starting off with Friday, we're going to do a little round robin here, and we'll start with Bex. Bex, how was your Friday? What aside before we get to Ardbeg, right? What were the things you did when you got there and you kind of walked around the show?
Yeah, definitely explored the floor because that's the fun thing to do on your first day if you get there on a Friday. Is to explore the floor, kind of seeing what you want to get for the whole weekend, and meet with some of the different creators, which is always fun. So we talked to a bunch of creators, got connected and seeing what their books were about. And then, I think that was like the big thing, finding what we wanted and kind of planning the weekend. That's the beginning of the Friday.
Nice. Yeah, we came in, we got there maybe about an hour after the show started. And we just kind of scouted a little bit. We were down there. Well, we were supposed to be down there with Comic-Con Radio. And that whole thing kind of jumped around, but it still worked out, so we weren't there necessarily representing Comic-Con Radio at that point, but kind of were at the same time. There's a mix up with the booth and a couple of different things that happened. So, but I mean, we ended up walking around and the same thing. We met up with a couple creators. We checked in with Project Wish Upon a Star, checked out their booth, which was actually pretty awesome. Checked out Bump Box, which was super cool. Guys, that we have our branded Lucharillas Bump Box. And so it was kind of cool to see like the parent company of all of that and see Bump Box itself and the things that they have. And it was awesome. It was pretty cool. Ray, what was your Friday like, man? Aside from when you were with us.
Aside from getting to the highlight of the night, the evening, little bit of the same. We walked around. I had my wife Angel with me. We went and looked at the stuff that we were going to want to buy because that's what we end up doing when we go to cons. We usually end up going eating ramen from the bag for the week after because we buy stuff. So right. We were figuring out what we wanted to get. Bought a few things. Just kind of got lay the land a little bit, saw where stuff was at, and then it was weird because it felt like we were there for a while, but didn't do a lot. You know what I mean? Like it was like for being there a few hours. Like now that I'm thinking on it, I'm like, sheesh, we didn't do much on Friday other than I'm gonna butcher the name, the Ardbeg. Is that right? Ardbeg, yeah. So I mean, and I guess so that was cool. I mean, but yeah, so there was I was kind of on your hip, and we got to see the Project Wish Upon a Star booth and do all that stuff. So it was it was so nice. It was so cool getting there, being there the day, that first night when there's typically less people, but it was still actually a pretty full house considering.
Yeah, it was definitely a full house. There's a lot of great cosplay too.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
always
Absolutely.
exciting to see like what the cosplay is going to be. Just I know we're going to probably talk about that later too. But on
Mhm.
Friday, it kind of gives you like a hint what might be coming. Like Wednesday, since that was a newer show that came out, there was a bunch of Wednesdays,
Oh, yeah.
and I was looking for the She-Hulks. I saw one She-Hulk, but I was definitely looking for the She-Hulks,
I
and there's
saw
a
a bunch
lot
of
of Matt
folks.
Murdock.
Yeah. Oh,
You
you
saw
know,
one?
I saw a whole bunch of them. I saw a really good, not Daredevil, but Matt Murdock on Saturday, and we'll get into that. I saw him like 3 or 4 times across the course of the show.
On that Daredevil shirt.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
no. He was just he was wearing a suit and he had like the glasses
Yeah.
and the cane and everything like that. But we did a pretty funny video with him as Deadpool. When I was dressed as Deadpool, just I'll go into it when we talk Saturday.
Nice.
But I mean, we did some pretty funny things. I'm pretty animated when I'm in costume, so.
And when you're not, you're just as animated.
I mean, I'm pretty animated when I'm not in costume, but I'm
It's
like
a Debbie thing.
more. Yeah,
Right.
I'm 10 times more animated when I'm in costume.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, we had a blast. It was a good time. I was actually on the lookout for Namors because I was trying to find,
Oh,
I
yeah.
figured there would be more Namors there. And I only saw
I
like
saw
maybe,
a couple.
yeah, I saw maybe 3, including friend of the show, Logan Winter, who won the costume contest, by the way.
Nice.
Right? Oh yeah, dude. As with his Namor, dude. He's so awesome because he's 6 years old. I think he's 7 now, actually. He's 7 years old, and he's completely in character whenever he's in costume, right? So he's Namor, and there's a video certain like it's already going viral, right? And he's on stage, and they're asking him questions, and he stands up. He does the whole thing like that, and then grabs his spear and Talika Talokan, right? Screams it at the top of his lungs, right? And it's just like, oh my god, he's so good at what he does for like 7 years old to get into character like that and stay in character the entire time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then
got a career ahead of him.
Oh, he does. And then we did an interview with him at the very end of the show. And like, as soon as he's out of costume, he's like a normal 6-year-old all over again. Bouncing
awesome.
all over the place and, doing the thing that 6-year-olds do where they like whisper in their dad's ear. Right.
Isn't that what we were doing while we were there at the con, Phil? I mean, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I know, right?
Whispering each other's ear.
Pretty much,
You might have
yes,
saw some of that.
Yeah. It was funny because he's like whispering in his dad's ear. He goes, you have your own mic, right? He gets on the mic, but it's like, he goes from being in character when he's in costume to all of a sudden just being a normal 6-year-old. And it's like, dude, to be able to switch that on and then switch it off like at that age is incredible.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. When I act like a 6-year-old, my wife's not a big fan. So I gotta work on that. Maybe I get some tips from him.
Yeah, I know, right? You gotta ask an actual 6-year-old how to act like a 6-year-old.
No. I think I got that down pretty tight. I think that's part of the problem.
Like an adult. I act like an adult. So, highlight of the night, right? We again, Friday night we all meet up. We spent maybe like a good hour walking around both sides of the convention looking for this tent.
Yes.
You spent an hour.
And I'm saying us, not you, us, right? We spent like a good like hour and a half looking for this thing, and nobody knew where it was. Like we would ask like
the
security.
Staff was clueless,
yeah, because we would ask security like, oh yeah, hey, we're looking for this thing. It says it's on the North Side Terrace or the North Convention Center Terrace, and like that doesn't exist.
We don't have one.
We don't have a North Terrace.
It's like the 13th floor. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, and it's just like we ended up walking around, and then we get a text from Bex because we're like looking for this thing, and Bex is like, "Oh no, it's out here," and she has a picture of the tent. We're like, We don't know where the hell this is at. Right. So we're just like, all right. So I decided, okay, let's just go walk outside and we're gonna find this thing. Right. And so we go walk outside, and next thing we know, the tent's right outside on the outside of the terrace. So we get inside. And yeah, we all
Fashionably
meet up
late.
super fashionably late because we got there at the tail end of the
Interview.
interview.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I actually wanted to listen to the interview and kind of see what the comic was about and everything like that. Oh, okay. And I was looking at the chat, James saying he's also the Green Goblin, Black Adam, Thor. Yeah, he's been everything. But yeah, so we meet up in this tent, and they just kind of give us like a brief description of what the scotch is. I thought it was a whiskey, but it's a scotch.
I love scotch.
I love scotch. Scotch. Down in my belly.
It was quite tasty, I'm not gonna lie.
Right. But yeah, so yeah, like James is saying in the chat, Bex saved the day. Bex definitely saved the day because we were completely lost.
That's Captain Bex to you.
That's right. Captain Bex saved the day.
She was the hero we needed that night.
She was definitely the hero. Not the hero we wanted, the hero we needed.
Absolutely, we're in need of. Yes.
She's definitely the one we wanted as well.
I know. I was like,
yeah, nice save there, Phil.
Comment.
Well, because I was like, I was going off of the actual quote, and I was like, no, wait, no.
Like, enjoy this interview without me.
Needed and wanted this time. Yeah. Both levels functioned well.
Exactly.
So you came into the tent though, and it was just amazing, right? Though, it's beautiful how they just set it up, and
very immersive.
Have these like super immersive on the walls. There are his art with the scotch embedded into these pictures all along, and then they also had appetizers that they were passing out, and the line that you automatically went into was that scotch line, right?
Right. And the first drink that we got was the one with the toffee.
Ooh, yeah.
And it was good. Like just in general, it was a very smoky scotch, but it was good, and it didn't like overpower the drink, which was good.
Right. Wasn't there like 3 different kinds? Like there's a 10-year and
there's one was a 10-year one. I think it was 12 or 15 at one point. I know, and that at the initial table there were 3 drinks, and then throughout there were separate bars that each one featured one of those drinks specifically. So you can only get one of those, but at the outset you could get, I guess theoretically you could have got all 3, but you had your choice of the 3 as opposed to only getting the one when you went to one of the certain bars, which was, I know, kind of skipping ahead, but where you got to go through the different rooms that correlated with different, I guess, parts of the comic book, correct?
Right.
Yeah, you're kind of like immersed into it, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, we traveled through space and time at one point. I don't know if you guys are hip to that.
Yeah. And then there were these like guides along the way that I guess are in the comic itself.
And I love that those people were all in character the entire time. I know there was a couple of times where whenever me and Ray get together, we tend to be fairly abrasive and kind of like idiotic, right?
Yeah.
And there were a couple of times where we interrupted the middle of their little monologue. And there was one time where I like apologized. I'm sorry, I just ruined your entire monologue. You can do it again if you want to do that. like there's to an extent I'm Deadpool out of the costume. I'm just even more Deadpool when I'm in the costume.
And unfortunately, we feed off of each other, and I don't think we make ourselves better, but probably not in the good way.
Yeah, no, right. So yeah, I mean, it was it was definitely an experience,
Something I wouldn't have experienced, personally. I don't think it's something I would have gone to had I don't even know if I would have known about it, quite honestly. And I very much enjoyed myself. It was very fun.
Yeah. And I mean, again, it was great. It was a great experience. It was an event specifically for influencers, press, and select select congoers, select guests. I'm sure the select guests were like people who paid like a crap ton of money to be in there, right?
You think so?
I would assume so. Like for the select guests, the rest of us were like, again, press and influencers, right? So
I don't know, because I think when we were there, when we were checking in, I seem to remember another guy walking up and asking about what was going on, and he said, "Oh, how do you get into this thing?" And then one of the people that were checking everyone in, he just handed him an iPad and had him sign up. And I don't know if he got in straight away after that, or if it was like on a list. Because I think it was all weekend, was it not? It wasn't just Friday. Is that correct?
I think it was just on Friday.
Really? Okay. Because
Yeah.
I could have swore I heard someone say that they'll be back. Cause, when the people were doing the face painting, we're wrapping up the airbrushing. The ladies told me that they'll be doing it again tomorrow night, which would have been Saturday. So I don't know to
But I
what
think they were
extent. If
doing
it was,
that. Yeah, I think
oh,
they were doing that at a different event.
oh, okay, I got you. All right.
That makes sense. But yeah, so just like real quick, like you go through the first room, which we kind of told you about, and then you have to go through this kind of, like time machine, I guess. And it takes you to another area where they had people doing sketches. So you could make your own like superhero kind of thing.
Right.
And then the people were there, they were illustrating. And so you could tell them like features that you wanted or superpowers, and then they would make you create your character. And then I think it was the next room. There were these seats. They look like pods, but they look like eggs, like a half of an egg. And you could sit in there. And by the way, like each of these walls and every room had the art.
Yes,
Glowing.
that was
It's like
really
glowing.
cool.
It's like illuminating. They had lights behind it. So there was a definite showmanship to all these these art pieces. And in that second room, or I guess third room, I guess at this point, they took you over to all these, like they gave you a bag, and the bag, they filled the bag with all the elements that were in the scotch. You're saying it's scotch. So there's like chocolate. There
Espresso
was
beans.
Yeah, espresso beans. There was what was that? Like eucalyptus. And there was something else that like I'd never seen before, like another plant. It was green. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember the name of it because it was one of those things that you don't normally pick up on.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been a cool thing for us to have actually recorded and have footage of all the stuff that we usually record. I'm not kind of smacking myself now that we didn't do that, but yeah, because that part was very cool where they got to explain all the scents that you're going to be experiencing when you're tasting it, and truthfully, I don't know if it was because they put it in my head, or I mean, I guess I'm sure it's because it's a very good whiskey and it was tasty, but I felt like even more so after having gone through that experience, the Scotch, excuse me, I was able to, I guess, get more of that stuff that they were explaining to us and describing of the scents that are, or I guess the flavors that are inside of it. So that part was very cool.
Yeah. I mean, of course, we have to make a crude joke out of it, right? So we're the entire time. You want to hold my sack?
Our scent sacks. They were our scent sacks. Yeah, we were smacking each other with our scent sacks.
Yeah. So we actually officially met somebody. Ray has talked to him once before, but I was able to finally introduce myself to Coy Jonjero, who is he's a fairly big podcaster. That I've followed him for years, especially like in the nerd podcasting world. Like, he does. He's part of like New Rock Stars, and he's got a couple of like different things that he does. And I was able to meet him. So same thing, he was in that same sack room. And of course I made the sack joke, and he was like, well, I mean, I live in Los Angeles, man. It's not the first time I've grabbed a sack. and I want to say, like, somebody said something about like, do you really have to make that joke? Well, like his girlfriend's right there. I was like, yeah, she jumped in the same joke. I'm pretty sure they have the same sense of humor, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's funny when we went to that second room. I with the pod chairs, I made the joke. Oh, we're in the Men in Black room. We're gonna go take the test, and the lady that was in character, it went right over her head for a second, and then I think she left character to think about it. Oh yeah, I remember. I know what you're talking about. The chairs where they gotta drag him across the room.
Yeah, that's cool. So I think like earlier James was asking about the comic, and it's a 40-page like sci-fi anthology. And so and it talks about the inspired unique flavors and the origin stories of the 3 Arberg expressions. So that's a little bit about the comic. You guys could look it up at arbeg.com to find out a little bit more. Of course, to enter the site, you have to be 21 or over. So, but
Right.
yes,
Did you get
pretty
a chance
cool.
to read it at all, or no?
I didn't. The only thing I got to read were the panels on the wall, and I took a bunch of pictures of, by the way, because the art, like I said, the art is so it's really beautiful, and
Mhm.
with the light behind it, it just like
Couldn't
you
help
felt
but
like you
notice
were
it.
actually in it. Yeah, you couldn't, and you felt like you're really immersed into the comic, into this like sci-fi world too. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. And then
That's
the
it.
last room,
Oh,
you
please
had
go
a
ahead.
question. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I can ask after.
I was gonna say the last room was pretty cool because that's when you got to taste the 3 different um, flavors, I guess,
Right.
and they made them into like unique drinks. So that butterscotch drink that you talked about was there, and then they had like one where it was more it had like little stuff on top. Tasted more peppery to me. And then, and that butterscotch one that you had, like, actually had a real butterscotch in it.
Yeah,
Yes.
they put a candy in it. That's right. Yeah.
It
Yes.
had stretched toffee in it.
Yeah, stretched coffee. That was kind of crazy.
Mhm.
So I was like DD, so I only got to sip, like early on, but everything was really uniquely different.
Yeah.
And very good.
Yeah.
It
It was
wasn't
good.
very smooth.
Of the 3 drinks, which one was your favorite?
Ooh.
And follow
I
up
don't
to that.
know.
Did you actually drink any of the scotch on its own? Like, 'cause I know they were
Oh
just giving
yes.
tastings. Okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, I only had sips because you guys told me I was like completely sober the whole night, but just had a taste of that, and yeah, I thought it was really, like I said, it was really a smooth drink, and yeah, it was really good. I mean, I I don't think I've like had a lot of scotch, so that was one of my probably few times I've had it. So
Mhm.
And Bex, since I figure you're more informed about the comic itself, did the did the comic have influence on the scotch, or is the scotch what influenced the comic? And then
It's the second one.
yeah,
yeah, I always go with young
stumped
Phil.
you.
It's
I was
based on
curious myself.
Yeah, I think that's what the whole the point of it
Mhm.
is, like, with the immersion of the 2, to creating this thing. I mean, it's kind of a brilliant idea, right? To create, to bring kind of your product into, a world with like in this case, a scient scientific, I guess, sci-fi world.
Well, I got a chance to talk to Ronald Wimberly, the author of the book. I got a chance to talk to him for like maybe like 5 minutes.
It's pretty cool,
Um,
huh?
yeah, and he was a cool dude. He That's what he talked about, was that the whole thing was he got a chance to taste the scotch, and that is what inspired the comic book, was like just kind of going off of the things that he tasted in the scotch. Francisco
Oh, hey,
Gutierrez says hi, Bex.
Francisco.
There you
What's
go.
going on?
But yeah, I mean, like that was kind of a cool thing to see right there. I tried to tag him in our little post, but he has it set so you can't tag him in anything. So
Kind of
Uh,
do
Good
that
for
too
you.
sometimes.
yeah, but I mean, again, he was pretty cool. The Going back to that initial question that I was asking, is of the 3, my favorite one was the one with the egg whites in it.
I like the egg whites as well.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that was a good one.
I felt like the Guardian was what it was called. The Guardian was like kind of flowery. And I wasn't like a huge fan of that one.
That one's the second one with the little stuff on the top.
Yeah, and then
The genus toffee or whatever it was. It was something with a G. I know it was somebody's toffee.
yeah, something like that. That one was good. It tasted like an old fashioned. It wasn't too bad. But then I liked I think it was called the OA. That one had like, I felt like it was the most flavorful out of all of them. It tasted really good.
I think just alone though was really good too. Because when I tasted that, like you could just have it over ice.
Right.
Mhm.
And then I think
Just
one of my
chill.
friends did that too. They had it over ice, and then they said, as you know, because it's like the chunk ice, so then as that melts, then it he said it was really great. So
Mhm. Now, at the end of the night,
Oh boy.
we
oh,
decided.
you guys went on.
Oh yeah, we decided because Bex had to get going. She had to head back to her hotel
You
room.
took my friends with you though.
Exactly. I
Yes,
was
we
like,
You're
did.
like, I'm
we
stealing your
decided to
friends.
Fern and Neil, very cool.
of her friends, and we went to Scum and Villainy, and we had even more of a
Fun bar.
blast. Oh yeah, it
Mhm.
was so much fun. So I mean, just going down to Hollywood in general, right? And you're just gonna run into weird stuff, no matter what. And we had a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Well, tell them about Scum and Villainy, like what it is. I've been. It's like it's a geek theme bar, specifically.
Star Wars theme,
Star
yeah,
Wars,
for
Star
sure.
Wars
yeah.
themed.
It's
I mean, it's just geek in general because it is a Star
Yeah.
Wars theme bar. But I mean, all the drinks are based on every geeky thing that's out.
Yeah, everything from like
Even the
Harry
food.
Potter.
Right.
I had
I've
chicken
never
wings,
ate
and
food there.
they were the chicken wings are all wings report in. So I mean that's Star Wars themed. All their drinks are. I think one of them was a Black Widow. They have the blue milk. Obviously, they've got. Last time we were there, they had one that's a Loki, and it was super spicy. They have everything is themed for that comic book sci-fi.
Yeah, the
geek
one
stuff.
that was the hit of the night was the Wakanda Forever. Like everybody was
So
getting
good.
that one. And it was good. It was really good. Of course, as all of the nerds that listen to this show know, me and Ray had a reunion with our favorite drink,
There's a Furiosa, right?
Furiosa. That's right, the
Yeah.
Witness Me Furiosa.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They didn't have the silver vanilla spray, so we just took the drink as it was. But we also forced your friends to drink them with us, so it was fun.
Yeah, and for those that don't know the way that drink goes, I'm sure we've told the story plenty of times, but it's a mixed drink and it's Mad Max themed, and it's the Furiosa, and they have you say go ahead, Phil, go ahead, you say it.
I live, I die, I live again.
Witness me. So they do that, and then they have this edible silver spray, which I didn't even realize was vanilla. I just knew it was edible. It's basically the spray you would see sprayed onto a cake, and then they spray you in the face with it, like they did in the movie. So you walk around with silver face, and when you drink that multiple times, you have a lot of silver face. But it's a cool experience. It's just like the immersive thing. It's fun, and it's a good drink too. So
If you
Oh, it's like silver face to beep face, right?
I was gonna say, yeah,
Face.
no, right, exactly. If you look at the pictures from last year, because those pictures are online and they exist, there's a picture of Ray with his face covered in it, and it just looks like he fell into a mountain of cocaine.
which I'm known to do.
It's pretty funny.
It was fun. And full disclosure, for this past visit, I did fall asleep in the bar because I would think I was on up for about 23 hours and I was done. But I still had so much fun. And meeting Vern and Neil, they were super cool, and it was great hanging out with them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I think you brought Neil into his birthday. So
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Oh, that was his birthday?
Yeah.
Had we known that, we would have sang him happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his birthday was Saturday, so you brought him into it because you
Yeah.
guys came into the next day. You could have sang him happy birthday. Yep.
We didn't know it was his birthday. He didn't say anything.
We were too busy chopping each other in the chest, I think, to establish someone's birthday. We were doing wrestling chops on the street.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry I missed that, but
It's pretty
I
funny.
had to prepare for the next day, which I was going to be drinking and not driving. So
Well done.
Oh yeah. So yeah, let's move into Saturday, right? So we woke up hungover as shit.
Probably sleepy more than anything as early as you guys got up.
Yeah, we had to be there early because we had to go set everything up for our interviews, and yeah, we were not feeling it.
And I woke up hours later than you, nor were we.
Meanwhile, I felt really good and I had an excellent time and was not too tired. So
Sipping only will do that, I'm sure. That was a correct strategy.
Well, also I didn't stay out as late. I went to bed.
True that. Yeah,
I knew that Saturday was going to be the longest day.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of stuff going on that day. Picture ops for sure.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. Is tell us about your Saturday. What'd you do on Saturday?
Yeah, so Saturday we had picture ops with the Hobbits. So we're
Oh, nice.
collecting my friend Vern and I are collecting Hobbits. So we already had Billy Boyd. I actually have a couple with Billy Boyd. So we got the 2 Hobbits were there. That was, you guys mentioned earlier, Elijah Wood and
Sean Astin.
and Sean Astin. So Dominic, if you're out there, Dominic Monaghay, we still need you because that will collect our collection of Hobbits.
There you go.
But yeah, so that was really, really fun. I also got to see some panels, including one of my friend, Tommy Rice, his panel. He's a former football player. He played for the Raiders, actually, for a little bit. I know you got the Raider fan down there. And he wrote this like really cool book called Lock, L-O-K. I think it's Lock. So he had this really great panel on just like writer's block and like how to overcome that and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
We also hit up like a panel that talked about cosplay, which was really cool, but not just any kind of cosplay, like taking elements and how to like customize your own outfit, just things that you would think of. So it's like taking some elements of I think one of the examples that she used was Ursula. Let's say you wanted to do Ursula, then you think of like the things that what represents Ursula. Maybe it's the purple skin, the famous necklace, the tentacles and stuff, the gray hair. And then you can take some of those elements and put it with whatever. So maybe you're doing like a pirate theme or steampunk and stuff. So you don't have to like completely paint your face purple, right? You could like do some highlights and you add something into your hair or to your outfit. It was kind of cool. Sometimes I think about that because I like doing steampunk sometimes. So I do elements, but I've never thought about it in that an elaborate of a way. So I thought that was kind of cool. That was some of my highlights.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
Do you see a lot of that? And I haven't been there in a long time, but it's kind of similar to like when you see people going to the Disney parks and they do their Disney bounding. It's not so much that they're dressing up as a character, but they're getting the elements and you kind of see what those elements are and you get to make it out. Some of them are a lot easier to spot and other ones you kind of have to figure it out, but it's very cool to see. You
can't dress like them. Disney won't let you into the park.
Correct. Yeah.
Because I had a friend that she dressed like too close to, I think, the Zootopia, the main character, the rabbit.
Oh, really?
And they wouldn't let her in. So
wow.
Really?
Yeah, you'll have to, if people think that you're a character, then they won't let you. So I think that's why that'd be like a great example of using those elements of interpreting it into, so you have that feel that you're still kind of representing the character, but not to be confused with, one of the workers that are actually the character, at Disney. So
I've had this idea for a while of going to Disney as Deadpool as a Disney princess.
Yeah, he could probably do that.
Which is funny because on Saturday I did see a Deadpool dressed as Elsa.
Oh, amazing! Do you have a picture? I need to send that to my friends.
He took a picture with me. I want to say that James should have a picture of that. That should once we get the pictures up from the con, we should be able to see that on there because I know Tyler took a picture of it. So
cool.
Awesome.
But yeah, I again, so my Saturday was like 4 hours of me walking around as Deadpool. And of course, I'm always kind of like changing up the way that I do the character and adding things in and becoming more and more Ryan Reynoldsy. I actually got mistaken for Ryan Reynolds twice, and I was like, "Yeah, no, this spare tire is not Ryan Reynolds. I'm sorry." He's but like,
he might this time. You never know.
He's working on Deadpool.
He
does not have a spare tire right now.
Okay.
That guy definitely has like an immaculate 6-pack right now. Filming Deadpool 3.
I mean, like, if I need to see that to, I want to make sure that that's correct. So Ryan, if you're out there,
please put it on display.
Prove this, right?
Friend of the show, Ryan Reynolds. Just go ahead and send us that video with your abs out. I mean, we are 1 degree away from Ryan Reynolds. we have a friend that actually works with him. Curtis Corona. Shout outs to Curtis Corona out there. He's a visual effects artist, and he has worked on the last 3 Ryan Reynolds movies.
Very cool.
So
We can ask him about the 6-pack.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, so it's like that. But no, that I was walking by a booth, and of course, I when I walk around the con, I do my whole mercenary for hire thing, right? Just asking people, do you mercenary for hire? Do you need anybody killed? Just let me know. Cheapest rates in the con, I swear. These things like that. And this girl, she goes, "Oh my God, you're not Ryan Reynolds, are you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm definitely not Ryan Reynolds.
I assure you.
I assure you that I'm not Ryan Reynolds." Right? But I guess, of course, I'm saying it in a sarcastic way that sounds like it's what Ryan Reynolds would say if it were Ryan Reynolds, right? And she looks down at my pass and she goes, "It's a press pass. No, you have to."
You're Ryan Reynolds.
I was like, "I swear to you, I'm not. I can't get out of character. I swear to God, I'm not Ryan Reynolds." I was like, but that's a compliment. I appreciate the compliment that I sound close enough that you think that I'm Ryan Reynolds. But yeah, I'm just walking around that. I have this. It's in the other room, but I have this. The little horsey that little kids used to ride, right? Like it's like the stick. It's got the horse head on it. I have a unicorn one, right?
That was the closest some of us got to a real horse, just so you know.
Right.
Griffith Park pony rides that are going away soon.
Right. So I had that thing, and I basically used it as a totem. So basically if anybody lost me, you can see a giant unicorn head, walking around. Right. And I kind of used it as like a puppet. So I was like bouncing it and moving the head around and whatnot. And I got asked a couple of times because I get challenged on how Deadpool-y I am on a regular basis, right? So I had this one guy, he was like, can you record a video for me telling my buddy that he smells? Right. And again, I was like, you just want me to say your buddy smells? And he was like, yeah, okay, cool. So he starts recording me. I'm like, buddy, you have to take a shower. People are concerned. It smells like shit everywhere you go. It's just terrible. You just need to make sure you got to take a bath, man. Just this little bit of soap in your pits, and the guy's cracking up. He can't stop laughing, right? And it's like things like that, right? So then every time I walked up to a Deadpool, any other Deadpools that were there, it was always like almost a challenge, right? So I'd be like, "No, you don't look like me. It's terrible. You just, you're just looking bad. It's a bad knockoff of me, and I don't appreciate this." But it's like at the same time, it was like hugs and jokes and things like that. Had a couple of people that freaked out whenever they would see me. I had one girl that just like broke down almost in tears and gave me a hug.
Aww.
Because Deadpool dressed as a unicorn is just kind of something that people gravitate towards, right? It's very Deadpool. Like, what would he do if he went to a con? And then later on in the show, she saw me again and she had to take pictures with me. So, I mean, I do that. I do the entire costume because of things like that, because of those types of interactions, because people enjoy it so much. And it also gives me a chance to just be an actor for like, a minute.
Right. And Deadpool's one of those characters that there's so many different types of Deadpools at the cons. Like there was a Bob Ross Deadpool. I didn't get a picture with him, but
that's one of my favorite ones.
I love that's like one of my favorite ones too. But yeah, and that is also what I love, just the different way that people interpret their characters that they're cosplaying is always very cool. And Saturday is the biggest day, so that there's always tons of people cosplaying.
Oh yeah.
And did you guys see the Labyrinth group?
I saw them. Yes.
I did not.
That was crazy. It was like super detailed. Some of these things like gotta take forever to do. Like they probably work on it for like years.
Right.
And it's so like intricate.
And I'm sure it takes forever just to get ready in the morning to put it all together.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a guy in a Halo costume. I guess like he has his own. I forget. Like I ended up following him on social media, but he has his own like prop store, and he had this full Halo suit, and he actually brought it to the after party, still in that suit. And I guess there's fans built in. So there's like a fan built in his helmet and built in his like chest stuff, so he doesn't just like burn up to pieces.
Yeah, that's kind of what I need to do in mine because that onesie is hot as shit.
Yeah, the
Little
best part is
fan.
it's always giving Phil a hug at the end, and you can just see how
Just
how much
sweaty I am.
perspiration, how dehydrated he is at the end of the event.
Yeah.
Note to self: at the end of the event, do not give Deadpool a hug.
Yeah. Just it's
Absolutely.
it's gross. And I mean, you know, I make really bad cancer jokes just because Deadpool has cancer. So it's just like, you know, like I've had people ask me like, what do you look like under there? I was like, you know, bacon wrapped just shit. It's terrible. It's not good at all. Like, well, you look like that. Like cancer, it happens. You know,
It's simple.
yeah. And yeah, you know, I have a whole crap ton of fun now. I did get a chance to take the helmet off for a minute, or take the mask off for a minute.
The eyes,
Huh?
the eyes at least for a while too.
Well, yeah, I mean the eyes for a minute too, but I actually got a chance to actually take the entire mask off because in the middle of this cosplay thing I did, we did some interviews with some cosplayers. And I got a chance to interview Namor Cosplay, which is the dude that's going viral all over the internet right now. So I got a chance to interview Namor Cosplay, Cindy Rue Cosplay, Hummin H2. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Hummin H2, he is the dude that has been kind of blowing up all over social media with the R2D2 mech and the Juggernaut and all that kind of stuff, like the really big ones. Right. I got a chance to interview him in his booth. And that was fun. And he kind of like explained like the process and why he does these big builds and everything like that. If you guys actually looked at our Instagram earlier, I posted a video of him getting into the Sentinel costume. And it's a trip. You know, I've seen him do Megatron, Optimus Prime. You know, he does a lot of like these big builds, and just the amount of work that goes into each one is ridiculous.
That's
so
cool.
That was fun being able to interview all those people. And then again, went over to Artist Alley, just kind of met a couple of different comic book artists. Again, shout out to Night of the Chihuahuas and David Quiros. I was able to talk to the artist and talk to a couple other artists that were there. Shout outs to Marcus Newman, who's probably going to be on the show again. And he's the artist, writer, creator of Lightning Strike, which is actually a really good comic as well.
Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, there's a lot of great artists and people over there. We got to talk with one back to Friday, Colin Kelly, and we found out because he does DC, like writes for DC, and we had found out that he didn't see the X-Men, you know, the 1990 X-Men until he was in college.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because his mom wouldn't let him because what was it? Because like the mom didn't like couldn't watch anything where it was like humans fighting humans.
Right.
So he was in college when he first watched that, and now look at him writing comics that definitely humans or humanoid people are fighting each other, right?
For sure. Right. Yeah, they're definitely doing that. That's awesome.
And that was a really cool conversation. You know, like we had a really nice, extensive conversation with him. It was awesome.
Yeah, he was
very cool.
It was really cool. It's always interesting to see where people are gathering their experiences that, you know, what they're doing today, you know, like what influenced you. And especially in the comic and like nerd space, things that are nostalgic for us versus like things that are newer, you know,
right.
Things that are just like kind of coming out.
Yeah, for sure. Because there's stuff that's been out. I mean, I'd be guilty of it. That's been out that I've never read or seen, and it'd be surprising. So I guess for me, because that one, the X-Men cartoon, I loved it so much when I was younger that it seems odd to me. But what's odd to me is normal for someone else or not that big of a deal. So I'm sure that I'd fall into that same category of like, I'm not a big anime guy. So there's so many of them that when someone talks about it, I'm like, I just have that blank stare because I never, for whatever reason, never got into it, you know? So
Right.
you forget how big sometimes the nerd sphere is as far as what people are into and how many, you know, there's different, just so much people can get into, and then they get just into it so deep that's like becomes a part of their life.
Right.
Definitely.
Ray, any big takeaways for Saturday? Any big experiences that you had on Saturday? Anything you did that was special, different from what we did?
Saturday was cool. I mean, I know you guys joined me for part of it, but I got to go see at 2:30 they were doing the women of wrestling. Good grief, the women of wrestling where they were performing. Yeah, so they had 3 matches, and afterward later on they actually had like a meet and greet where they were signing posters. You actually got to get into the ring, and so that was cool. Just getting up there and getting in the ring. I mean, taking a picture with the belt was dope, but just the walking, I was like, damn, I could see falling down on this. I didn't want to. I mean, I wanted to, but I wasn't going to. But you had to sign a release that basically said if you fall down and hurt yourself, you know, you won't sue them. And I was like, I kind of want to fall down on purpose just to feel what it's like, even though no one's knocking me down. But it was a pretty cool experience being up there, you know, for just a few minutes.
Right.
And on top of that, the matches were actually quite exciting. We fully expected, because since we came home Saturday, we didn't spend the night down there in LA. We came home to Lancaster, which is about an hour north of where you guys are at.
Mm-hmm.
And we fully intended, because I was speaking to a couple of the wrestlers, and they were telling us that they're on live TV. Well, they're on TV here in the LA area,
right?
On Channel 5, and they said it's at 11 p.m. And I said, okay, well, we're going to go home and watch it. I think we were both asleep by 9:30 p.m. that night. Like we fell asleep on the couch. Yeah, we were done. So next Saturday it is. We'll try again.
Yeah, so that means you guys didn't go to the after party. They had like a special con after party. Did you end up going to that, Young Phil?
So we didn't end up going to that, and I was going to explain. I wanted to get through everybody's round robin here to talk about our end of the night. So at the end of the night, you know, I'm. It's very known that I am a huge monster Rob Paulson fan, and Rob Paulson was there, right? If you've ever listened to any of our interviews with any voice actors, you always hear me quote Rob Paulson, or you hear me say something about Rob Paulson, or, you know, Rob Paulson says this, you know, or you'll hear me say things that he said in the past. Because I mean, as an aspiring voice actor, and as I mean, you know, the dude inspired me to start doing a podcast because of Talking Tunes, the podcast that he had. So I was just like, okay, well, before we head out, let's go. I normally don't pay for autographs and photo ops and stuff like that, but I was like, you know, I'm gonna go do one for Rob Paulson. This is like, what's the odds that I'm gonna see him again somewhere, right? So we go over there, and Rob Paulson is like me. He's a talker. So he talks to his fans. He doesn't do the, okay, quick, here's a picture, here's a signature. All right, get out of here. I'm talking to the next person, right?
It's an experience. That's cool.
Yeah, he will sit there and talk to you, as long as it takes, right? His line had died down by the end of the night. So I was able to have like a conversation with him. And I tell him the things that I just mentioned right now, that, you know, you are a giant inspiration for me, and you are a big deal in my world, right? And he appreciates it. He's just like, no, I mean, it means a lot. It really does mean a lot to me to know that that people appreciate my work and people appreciate who I am and everything like that. And, you know, I mentioned that we started a podcast solely based on the fact that I wanted to get into that world. And I started doing that. And so he goes, well, you know, why don't we do an interview? Like, he suggested it. I didn't even have to ask him. Right.
Wow.
That's dope.
He goes, why don't we do an interview? He goes, can't really do it tonight. And I'm not expecting you to do it tonight. He goes to his agent and goes, well, what are we doing tomorrow? What's on my schedule tomorrow? And he's like, well, you have this signing, and you have this panel, and you're doing this and this and this. And he goes, well, all right, well, I have to take a lunch at some point. What time's my lunch break at? And he goes, well, yeah, you got a lunch break at noon. He goes, cool. come down here at noon. We'll go do an interview on my lunch break.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the kind of person he
That is so cool.
Super cool, right? So
Yeah.
scheduled an interview with him, which that's gonna go into our Sunday. But he ended up being the coolest guy in all of existence, right? So to take it a step further, one of the handlers for one of the other voice actors for Mark DiCarlo was like telling everybody, hey, if you want to come see Rob and everybody else, they're doing an improv show tonight here
Oh, okay.
at the Comic-Con, right? And so it was super cool that they were doing that. So we ended up going to the improv show, and that like further gave us more connections because Rob recognized me. We walked in, I went to the bathroom, he was at the bar, and he comes out, he goes, hey buddy, nice long time no see, nice to see you, right? And I'm just like, this is so fucking cool that like one
That's
of my
awesome.
heroes is like as cool. Like they say, never meet your heroes because you're going to be disappointed. 100%.
Exceeded.
He exceeded every expectation that I ever
That's
had
dope.
for anyone that I've ever wanted to meet.
Very cool.
So they do this improv show, and at the end of the night, there's a meet and greet. Right? We paid a little extra to do the meet and greet, and on top of that, I get to meet Mark DiCarlo, who is the voice of Hugh Neutron from Jimmy Neutron. Right? He basically brought a bunch of pies and starts cutting up the pie. Who wants pie? And it's like giving everybody pie, right? And it's like, oh my god, this is great, right? Like he's just very in character for Hugh Neutron. And then we get to meet Fred Tatasciore, right? And Fred Tatasciore is the voice of the Hulk in every cartoon you've ever heard. He's the current voice of Yosemite Sam, like things like that, right? We get to meet Fred Tatasciore. He is your favorite uncle on steroids. The dude is the greatest guy. Like, he's so awesome, right? We met Candy Milo. Candy Milo played Dexter in Dexter's Laboratory. She's played billions of characters. And I'm taking a picture with Fred Tatasciore, and Candy Milo's just dancing next to us. I'm like, Candy, come here. We're taking a picture. And she just like hops in and just like, just like gets in character and takes pictures with us, right? Again, meeting another hero. We met Phil Lamar.
Right? Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
For those who are who don't know who Phil Lamar is, Samurai Jack, Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern. He is Hermes.
He was also in Mad TV. Yeah.
Yep. He's in Mad TV. Yeah. I was gonna say Hermes in Futurama. He's a pretty major character, right? So we meet me and James end up meeting Phil Lamar, and we started off with like a joke about how we were both Phil, like both of our names were Phil, and it was because Mark said, hey Phil, do you want a piece of pie? And I was like, wait, I already have one. And he goes, oh no, Phil Lamar. And I was like, oh, see, that's what confuses me, is because we both have the same name, right? He's the more famous of the two of us, but I mean, like, just things like that. And we end up having like a 45-minute conversation with him about the status of the industry and creativity in the film industry and everything like that. And it was a really good, well put out conversation, just like a philosophical conversation with a celebrity, right? Like these guys were so down to earth, it was ridiculous, right? So that was the end of our night. And James brought up, because for some reason in my head, I was thinking this happened on Sunday, but no, it happened Saturday morning. We also got to interview the cast of The Sandlot.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. And that was another fun thing that we got to do. Like, we interviewed the cast of The Sandlot, and we ended up becoming really, like, that we connected really well with Shana Buditsky, who he played Tommy Repeat in that movie, and then Victor DiMacchio, who was his older brother Timmy. So they're the ones where he's like the Great Bambino, like the two brothers that repeat after each other. that we talked to them, right? And we ended up getting, like, again, just kind of getting really close with them. And again, it's sort of starting to bleed into Sunday, right? Because we talked to both of them about Project Wish Upon a Star, and then Sunday we did like a whole extended thing with Project Wish. So let's get into Sunday. What did you guys do on Sunday?
Did
Well,
I
think we
mention that I
finished
fell asleep
Saturday
at
though.
9:30?
Oh,
Yeah, please, Bex.
I had a different thing on Saturday because I went to the after party, the con after party.
right.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
that's where all like the bands and stuff are playing. The celebrities bands were playing, and we had VIP, so they had food and stuff. But I just want to like do a shout out for Scott Grimes. So Scott
Yeah.
Grimes, he plays on the Orville. He's so good. He's such a great singer and musician. So I just wanted to mention that because when we go into Sunday, I did say that we're just like, you did so great, Scott, and he waved and said thank you. He's like, I want to do it again tonight. Yeah, he's very
Nice.
very talented man.
Actually, how was Tom Kenny's band?
I mean, my favorite thing was Scott Grimes. So I mean, like everybody sang. Like I can send you pictures later.
Mhm.
But that was
That's
probably
cool.
my favorite thing.
Yeah.
There were some
I was-
bands that were a little bit on the jazzy side and harder to dance to, but
Easy to chill to though. Huh?
yeah, but Scott, but they all like were, singing and stuff together. Like they kept bringing up people one by one. But anyways, it was like a fun experience, and they had like a treasure hunt thing going on. We didn't do that. But I think they do that each year, is that you can do, and they shut down. So it was at the Mayan, and they completely shut down. So it's all con related. So there's no like general admission. You'd have to pay the price, and then for that experience, So anyways, we can go on to Sunday now. But
I
Yeah,
was looking forward to going to that.
we were going to go after the improv show, but then we realized we went from having no interviews on Sunday to having 4. So we were like, oh yeah, so we need to write these interviews. Like, as much as we want to go to the Mayan, like we're probably not going to get back until like 2:00, and then we'd have to stay up like an extra 2 hours to write the interviews, which I ended up falling asleep anyways. And James ended up writing the interviews, and then I had to like go and
shout out to James.
Yeah, shout out to James for being the man and staying up. Yeah, and then I ended up having to go and like do revisions in the morning for any changes or anything we wanted to add and stuff like that. But yeah, like I mean, it was really more so because we were just like, okay, well now we have 4 interviews when we didn't have any before, so it might be a better idea not to go to the Mayan so that we can focus on making sure that we make these guests look good.
Probably a wise decision.
Did you do it? Hopefully you did.
Oh, we did. They all 4 interviews came out extremely great, and they're going to be coming out. That's actually at the end of this segment. I'm gonna talk about that. So, so let's get into Sunday. So Bex, how was your Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday was pretty fun. Definitely could barely walk. I had a couple Tylenols because we've had a lot of fun. We had dance the night before, closed down the club. And we had some more photo ops. So we had the photo op with the 3 boys people that were there. So that was really cool. They were pretty fun. My standout thing was, this is my story. So when I was younger, my best friend and I'm still like best friends with. We've been friends since we were 2.5. We were big like Sean Astin and Will Wheaton fans, but her dad used to play golf with Will Wheaton's grandfather. And one time her dad brought this signed picture home of Will Wheaton. And I was like devastated that I didn't get one, because my dad did not play golf with anyone, because he didn't play golf for one, but it stuck with me. It was like a really, like kind of jealous, kind of sad, kind of like you don't understand because you're so young in the moment.
Right. And
so I had like debated, and because I actually like didn't know, like I followed Will Wheaton, but I'm just like, I don't know what kind of a person is he? Like I was like debating, like I don't know what kind of person he is. Like maybe he's not nice, but I went back and forth on, maybe getting a picture, not a photograph, but I ended up doing the autograph, kind of like what you did. Like that was my only autograph that I did as well. And man, like I told him the same story that I was telling you, and he wrote like the nicest thing on my picture, and he was absolutely really sweet. And I was like, afterwards, I did my crying, you know, like
Right.
because I have been waiting. I don't want to tell you my age, many years though, and I finally got my picture, and and he was so cool and so nice, and yeah, like you don't want to be like judging in moments, but just like you're saying, I think the autograph portion is because when you take pictures, you don't get to talk to people. It's just a picture.
Right.
But when you do the autographs, it's the person's choice, the person, you know, who's giving the autograph to you, the choice to conversate with you or not.
Right.
And he did. He was like very kind. So I like immediately sent the picture to my best friend, and we talked about it like a little bit and stuff. But that was kind of like this con was kind of like my conclusion of moments of my childhood. I think that was that one element, and also the picture with Sean Astin, because that's my childhood growing up, I guess. You know, like people that we constantly watched and I grew up with that were, you know, maybe they were a little older, but they were the people that we were watching.
Right.
And you know, some of the people that I've already met, like LeVar Burton. I got to interview LeVar Burton for work when he was in Sacramento, when he got his park dedicated to him. So, and he's such a sweet person. So yeah, I think that like that was my highlight, was just kind of coming to circle. I mean, there's not anybody out there that I probably like, oh, I need an autograph or anything. And I work in like the film and television industry anyhow, but that's still even there's always, even the top of celebrities have somebody that they would like love to meet and they would still fan out about, you know. So yes, we're all human, but we still there's always something. Like there's always like somebody that, like you said, how they influenced you to become into podcasting and stuff.
Right.
Like
Right.
everybody has that. It doesn't matter how famous you are. There's still an influence in you, and a little bit of like childhood inside of us all. So anyways, that was mine. And then the cool cosplayers. I saw the Encanto people. There was they were really cute, and I have a couple friends that work for Disney Animation that worked on Encanto. So I was like sending a picture to one of my friends. I was like, look.
Nice.
So that was kind of fun. But yeah, I mean, always great cosplay. And then I got the items that I needed that I had researched on Friday. See, here's the bookend.
There you go.
So I went and got that stuff, and it's funny because even we went back with Colin Kelly and stuff. He was one of the ones that we said that we were going to get before. But the other thing on my list is, since I do have a lot of friends that are in the entertainment business, I always have like a list of people that I need to like, if you find this person, like go say hi to. So I'm like going to booths and saying, so-and-so said hi, you know, so-and-so said hi. And that's kind of fun. And in doing so, I ended up getting some new art by seeing what their friends did, and just, you know, like, how can you not? There's so many talented people out there. It's so hard to just like choose two. And
Yes.
I don't know how you guys feel about that. Like that's why our pockets are lower after con each year, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually bummed because I didn't go on Sunday, so I was invited to go to the improv show, and I was going to go to the after party Saturday, but as I mentioned, I didn't have a room for Saturday, and everything was booked up because I guess there was some music festival at Dodger Stadium on Saturday. So most of the hotels were booked up, I guess, like a year in advance between Comic-Con and, you know, and that show.
Right.
So I went home thinking, I figured, you know, the wise move, since I have an hour drive, is probably not to go home at 2 a.m. like you said, if it would have gone to the after party. So I went home fully expecting to go back on Sunday, because specifically I didn't actually say bye to the guy Saturday, because I was like, I'll be back Sunday. And a friend of mine, well, a friend of ours, she was on the show. Jennifer, she had she's in the Adventures Initiative group, and so they had 2 panels on Sunday. So I was fully going to go just to be able to go and participate with those, because I didn't go last year. And of course, I woke up and my body said, no, you're not going anywhere today. So I stayed home. So I got to miss out on the last day, which I'm bummed about. But even with the 2 nights I was there, it was a lot of fun. So I'm very thankful that I was able to make it. But I'm glad you guys had an awesome Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, like I said, is very painful. You definitely have to have the Tylenol.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter like what kind of shoes you wore from all the walking and stuff. It's just.
And that's crazy because I have a very physical job. I mean, there's not a day that I don't take 10,000 steps a day. So the walking isn't so bad. I think probably, if I'm being honest, more than anything was sleeping in a bed that wasn't mine the night before. You know, it just it just hit me different and didn't sleep right. The room we were in was literally on the street, so we heard every car driving by, every person in the morning. So it didn't make for a great night's sleep. So I mean, that's our bad, obviously, for booking that place, but. Even when that said, I don't have any complaints. My only complaint was that I didn't get to go on Sunday, but overall, it was an awesome weekend. Can't wait to do it again next year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sunday, man. Sunday was a great ending to an already great weekend for us. So like I mentioned, we ended up getting 4 interviews on Sunday, whereas we didn't have anything booked the day before, right? Started off with Leilani Shu, who is Tika, right? If you guys haven't seen her, she is the only Jawa in Star Wars that has a name. She's also the only Jawa in Star Wars that speaks Galactic Basic because she has a talk box, right? So we interviewed Leilani Shu, and that was fun. And then we interviewed Len Smith. If you're unfamiliar with Len Smith is he is a cartoon artist. He mostly worked in design and character design, and he's the dude who designed all the characters for Bonkers and Tailspin, and he created he helped create a lot of the characters for Who Framed Roger Rabbit, as well as create the concept of Toontown. He's one of the co-creators of Toontown. So I mean, very interesting dude, very quiet but very interesting. He had a lot of good stories about, Hanna-Barbera, because he started at Hanna-Barbera and worked on Snorks and stuff like that, and up to like his career with Disney and everything like that. So I mean, it was fun on that. And then Rob Paulson at noon. So went down there to go grab him. Again, he's a talker, and if he has a line, he doesn't stop like the line, right? He doesn't say I'm coming back. He's like, I'm finishing who's in line right now. And that, like, usually the con will put somebody in the line to say, hey, this is the last one. So that way Rob's not turning people away. It's the con that's saying, he needs to go eat food. Right. So, we don't end up getting out of there until about 12:30. Right. Head up. The interview that we wrote was only supposed to be about 15 minutes. We were there for 45 minutes just shooting it. Yeah. And then he recorded us a bunch of stuff that you guys are going to hear in the future. So I'm not going to say what it is. It's fun stuff though, but as some of the most iconic characters from your childhood.
What is it?
What is it? He recorded a bunch of stuff, and
what is it?
They're going to be in commercials. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Phil, what is it?
You'll hear it later.
What is it, Phil?
I'll let you guys listen to it after the show. How about that?
Copy that.
All right. So that being said, we have this amazing conversation with Rob Paulson, and we tell him about Project Wish Upon a Star. And he is like, we tell him, would you mind coming by the booth and signing Star the Cow? And he's like, no, I would absolutely love to sign Star the Cow. Right. So we do that. And then we have a conversation with Darren from Project Wish. And, he's like, I would love it if you can get the cast from Sandlot to sign Star. Right. So this is all set up for what happens later on. Right. Actually, I'll get into that now. So next thing we do is we head over to the cosplay contest, the kids cosplay contest, because another friend of the show, Logan Dominic, who is Logan Winter cosplay, is in the kids cosplay contest, wins the kids cosplay contest, and I was like, yeah, there's no way he's not going to win that contest because he has so much detail in his costumes, right? And the kid is literally Namor right now, so I mean, there's no way he's not going to win this contest. Which I didn't know they made a throne for him too.
Oh, that's cool.
So he was riding around in a shark jaw throne, like a metal throne, and just being in character the whole time. So it's awesome, right? So we do that whole thing. We go meet up with them because they were going to be our last interview of the day. And we head over to Project Wish, and I'm just trying to think to myself, like, damn, there's no way I'm going to get Rob away from his booth to come over here and sign Star of the Cow, right? So we come up with the plan, and we end up rolling Star of the Cow to Rob Paulson. And Rob Paulson signs it, has a nice little conversation with David and Lucas. Lucas is one of the first patients from Project Wish Upon a Star. David's his dad. And they start bonding, like straight up bonding, because Lucas is a cancer survivor. And Rob Paulson is also a cancer survivor. He had throat cancer.
Wow.
And they just start bonding over, hey, we're cancer survivors, so we're brothers, and everything like that. And I guess a couple years back, Darren had gotten an autograph from Rob Paulson to give to Lucas. So it was a big deal that Lucas was meeting Rob Paulson, right? And so we get Darren to come down there and talk to him. Darren has a conversation with Rob, and Rob goes, well, that's it. I want to contribute. He goes, whatever it is that we need to do, I want to contribute to this. I think you guys have an amazing concept. I think that what you're doing is great work, and I want to contribute to your organization, whatever it needs to be. I can give you, he goes, whether it's appearing at one of your events, or doing a Zoom call and talking to people, or autographing things to give away, just whatever we need to do, I am more than willing to work with your event. Right?
That's so kind.
And this was a connection that we got just because I took a chance in telling my hero he was my hero. And again, further showing why this man is worthy of praise. All right, so that happens right there, and then we wheel Star over to the Sandlot booth, and same deal. These guys have a charity as well. It's called Play Forever, right? And it's about helping inner city kids and just kids in general play sports and stay out of trouble. And they work with like Boys and Girls Club and things like that. So yeah, like they were super cool. They took a bunch of pictures. Logan was with us the whole time, and I didn't realize that Logan was a big Sandlot fan. Right? I guess his parents introduced him to Sandlot when he was a kid, and he cosplayed as Scott Smalls when he was like 3.
Oh wow!
So they pulled up pictures of him as Scott Smalls, right?
Cute.
And they ended up taking the Sandlot whole cast ended up taking a picture with Logan, holding up the picture of him as Scott Smalls, right? And took a bunch of pictures of that. So Logan was kind of like, he's met a couple of his heroes. He met The Rock. He met he's met Chris Evans. Like he meets a lot of like actors. He met Oscar Isaac a couple times. And he would, like, you see him, like he's a little nervous, but he's like super happy at the same time because he's getting to meet the cast of The Sandlot, which is a movie that he really liked, right? And then they take a bunch of pictures with Star. They sign Star and everything like that, and then they sign a baseball and give it to Darren, right? And they give it to Darren, and they said that they're gonna do a joint raffle for both of their charities.
Oh, amazing.
To raise money for both of their charities, and it was a signed baseball with the entire cast of The Sandlot.
That's wonderful.
And just again, these are two relationships that we built with these two different sets of actors that we were just like, let's connect them with Project Wish, and now Project Wish has these connections. you know, and it was great to see the generosity of these celebrities, you know, like these guys that were really down to earth, and just it was great, you know, just that was like the tail end of our Sunday, and it just, like I said, it brought together an already amazing weekend. Right. End of the day, we ended up interviewing Logan and Emmanuel. Emmanuel was his dad. And again, that was another fun interview, you know, where we got to talk about his cosplay and the things that they do with that, and you know, Logan, and kind of getting more into just Logan's life as a 6-year-old, right? Like, apparently he lives a double life. He does not tell his friends at school that he meets celebrities and that he cosplays, because he wants his friends at school to like him for who he is, which is, again, super wise for a 6-year-old, for 7-year-old.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, these kids don't know that he is a freaking like bona fide celebrity. You know, and I'm sure there's kids that do know that, you know, my friend Logan is a giant social media influencer, right? But it's like, at the same time, you know, they don't know that he does all this. And you know, we got to pick his brain a little bit, and, you know, just let him be a kid for a minute, and it was fun, you know. So that was the end of our night, and then of course we drove back to Sacramento, and that was fun. So
So fun.
yeah.
Well,
So,
that's awesome.
it was a great weekend. So going over these last parts real quick, because we still do have a lot to talk about. Biggest wow of the entire weekend.
For me, it was a dude. There was a guy that was dressed up as Dr. Doom and looked incredible, but I couldn't get a picture with him because he was behind his booth. He was actually a vendor as well.
Yeah, I saw him. He was great.
Yeah, he was crazy. Seeing Simu Liu up on the main stage, that was pretty cool too, and getting to catch some of that interview.
And yeah, I don't have like a biggest wow, but I think that I did like the gender bender cosplay this year. Some really good ones, like Doctor Strange and Jubilee, and I saw a my gosh, Poison Ivy. There you go.
I saw at least 2 trans Harley Quinns that were actually pretty good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the uniqueness,
Mhm.
because you could be. It doesn't matter who you are,
Yeah.
what color your skin is, what gender you apply to. You can cosplay your favorite characters, and it's still going to be awesome.
Mhm.
So I always love seeing those.
I saw a black rogue, and she was stupid hot.
That's awesome.
She almost looked like Jade Cargill, man. She was hot. My biggest wow, of course, is the entire interaction with Rob Paulson. You guys can hear it in my voice and how giddy I was the entire time. So I mean, like, that was easily my biggest wow.
Did you go all high pitched when you were talking to him?
Didn't really go high pitched, but you know, like, you know, we talked acting a little bit and everything like that, and he appreciated that I what was I gonna say? That I use him as an example for like acting in general. You know, like it was kind of like, for him, he was like, it's actually an honor that you know, someone would use me as an example. So
yeah, I think yours tops all of ours. You're wow.
Yep, very cool.
Although you meeting hobbits, I'm sure that'd have been pretty cool, right?
I mean, meeting. Oh, you know what? I got to meet Elijah Wood for like a second. After we did one of our interviews, we were walking out because they were doing a video interview with him. And we were walking out, and he was like taking a couple of pictures, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's Elijah Wood, right?" And Tyler's like walking out, and I was like, "You do realize Elijah Wood was standing right next to you, right? Like, just standing right there, you know?" And he was like, "Wait, he was?" I was like, "Yeah, he's shorter than you."
Yeah, he is like super short, because like I was with friends that were really short, and my friends are taller than Elijah Wood.
I didn't realize. I mean, I knew Elijah was short, but like, wow.
Yeah.
So,
Petite. I said and petite.
Right. Oh yeah, he's still like a small guy in general.
And huge eyes.
Right.
They're like huger in person, like bright blue. But you might have not seen that because you missed it because you weren't looking.
Looking deeply
I
into
saw it.
So again, guys, so those 4 people that I said we interviewed, we have those recorded. Those are going to be coming out soon. Hopefully featured on Comic-Con Radio, because that's who we're down there working with. We're still trying to work out a release schedule for that. And hopefully we'll be able to get that all situated and you guys can hear those soon. Also, again, a big deal, Project Wish Upon a Star is going to be working with Rob Paulson as well as the cast of Sandlot with their nonprofit Play Forever. So those were the kind of like huge takeaways for the end of the weekend there.
Dope.
Very
It was a good weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely.
So
do it again.
Exactly. So all that being said, because we just went an hour and a half on all that, we've got to move into the next segment. But it was fun. We talked about LA Comic-Con, how much fun we had, right? But let's move into some more meaty stuff right now. Okay, let's get into
For the download.
Oh yeah, guys, it's time for the rest of the show, and what we're starting with here: some lights, camera, reaction. Oh, and boy, do we have some reactions for you today. I'm gonna put us at the bottom right here. So guys, we're gonna do some trailer reactions. We've got 4 trailers that we're gonna go through right here real quick. And we're gonna see how we all enjoy this. How do you guys feel? Have you guys seen the trailer for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny yet?
I have not.
You have not.
Same. I have not. I need to.
All right. So this is going to be our first watch of it. So let's go ahead and get into this and watch the trailer for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I miss the desert. I miss the sea.
Snakes. Why does it got to be
I
snakes?
miss waking up every morning, wondering what wonderful adventure the new day will bring to us.
It's kind of a trick, like when you look into these kind of things and just
Those days have come and gone.
realize he's
Perhaps,
about to hit his
perhaps
90s.
not.
Now look at Sala.
I don't believe in magic. But a few times in my life, I've seen
Wow.
things.
I know. It already looks more reminiscent of an Indiana Jones movie than the original, than the last movie did.
It's how hard you believe it.
Hello, Bobo.
I know they de-aged him a lot and put some scenes in this.
Wow.
Again, keep in mind, he's 80 years old and he's doing these stunts. He still does a lot of his own stunts.
Who is this man? I'm her godfather. Related.
I love this right here.
Get back.
Very Indiana Jones, right?
Whoops.
Yeah.
So like I said, like the biggest thing on this is that it feels more Indiana Jones than Crystal Skull did.
Yeah, that Crystal Skull is too far fetched. Who is directing this one?
This one was I'm trying to remember his name. His last name starts with an M.
Now I'm gonna have to just look it up.
Hey, I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah,
It's
I'm like,
James
who's that?
Mangold.
Okay.
Yeah, so James Mangold is directing this. I'm thinking because of the amount of scenes that were in this where he's de-aged, and the name of the movie is Dial of Destiny. I'm feeling like there might be like some minor time travel kind of element to it.
Time travel or time jumps?
Like maybe time jumps, but like, you know, because I think what they're gonna do is show stuff when he was younger, or maybe he relives something when he was younger, kind of thing.
Mhm.
That's why they're doing so much de-aging in it.
Interesting.
Yeah, boy. They look good. I mean, I'm intrigued for sure.
It definitely looks a lot better than some of the other ones that we've seen, or again than the last movie we saw. Hopefully, there's not aliens involved in this one, but
We can only hope.
because Spielberg has to put aliens in everything, right? So,
Well, he doesn't have to.
but he feels like he needs to. So, all right. So the next one is the trailer for The Last of Us. Have you guys seen this one yet?
I haven't seen this one either.
Nope.
All right. Now this one I haven't seen at all, so this is going to be a fresh one for me.
Like there.
Right. So are they monsters or are they zombies? What's the whole thing with that?
I thought they were like zombies. It's been years since I played it, if I'm being honest, but I'm pretty sure the assumption was they were zombies. I'm sure someone in the chat can correct me if they know.
Oh yeah, I have seen this trailer.
So Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
I'm 0 for 3.
Yeah.
You're 0 for 3.
Yeah.
I've watched this one. This one surprised me at how good it looks. I'm still skeptical because I just don't trust these movies anymore.
Okay.
Bumblebee.
How about the main actor?
I mean, the actors are always good. Like, I mean, it's there's no issue with the actors. It's more following a storyline that it feels like Transformers, because they try to follow the humans more than anything, because they're trying to do like a more human storyline. I mean, I need more of the robots. That's who I watched as a kid. That's who I want to watch. I don't want to watch Shia LaBeouf running around, in his story about him and his girlfriend. I don't care about you and your girlfriend. I care about the war between the robots. I want to know about the war on Cybertron. That's what I want to know about.
How'd you feel about Bumblebee?
Bumblebee was okay.
Okay.
I wasn't too upset with Bumblebee.
I like Bumblebee.
This is supposed to be
too.
This is supposed to be a direct sequel to Bumblebee. So this movie is supposed to be starting a whole, like, it's supposed to be a soft reboot.
All right, well, let's roll out.
All right, let's do it.
So yeah, right away you see the guy from Hamilton.
But then he's also with Jazz, which is kind of a big deal too.
And a transformation right off the bat too, so you get to enjoy that.
Again, this is supposed to take place in like the early 90s.
Oh, right after Bumblebee. Okay.
So it really is right after Bumblebee.
Right.
And King Kong appears.
It's so good.
Stand down. I'm not the one to fear.
Yeah, that's Perlman, right?
There is a darkness.
Oh, really?
Ron Perlman was playing Optimus Primal.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, why is that?
Peter Cullen playing Prime. Then Jazz.
It's dope. I can't pull over any further.
Right.
The thing is like the way they transform in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, like Jazz doing like the whole thing with
Mirage.
With the mirages,
Yeah.
right? Like that's very much something from the cartoons.
Yeah, this is cool.
RC.
But the animals are just like, it looks good.
Cheetor looked awesome, and there's a scene in this with Rhinox that looks really good too, right there.
Okay.
Rhinox looks badass in that.
And see, I never got into Beast Wars. I think I was a little too old when it came out that I couldn't accept that the robots were animals for whatever reason. I think that was the bridge too far for me, I guess. But so I really have no reference as far as expectations for Beast Wars, a cartoon, to this movie. But it looks cool.
Well, there'll be some more toys available.
Oh yeah,
100%, right? And it's just different versions of toys that we already have.
Yeah.
Right. So like,
Definitely.
what I'm really interested in this is or like what really interests me in this whole thing is we got glimpses of not just the I'm trying to remember the name
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
The
so
Beast characters or what?
beast characters, but like bad guys, because it was the
Right.
Predacons, right? So the bad guys are the Predacons, but we also see, and they've announced that the Terracons are in this too. And the Terracons, for those that aren't huge on Transformers, are basically like zombies. Right. So they're sparkless Transformers that get
Mm.
which means that if the Terracons are in this, that means we're going to be getting Unicron at some point because Unicron is the one who runs all that.
Are they the ones that were in? I know I'm cutting you off, but they were in the Netflix animated one.
Yeah,
the Sparkless ones. Okay.
yeah, the Sparkless. You know, the
Yeah.
so you get them, and they're basically just like just kind of like mindless monsters that try and like kill everything they get in their way.
Hmm.
So they said that the Terracons are going to be in this as well as the Predacons, and where I kind of wonder about the Predacons is, are we going to get the Megatron in like Predacon Megatron, who is a Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Hmm.
You know, I want to say I'm wondering if Rat Trap is going to be in this. Like, there's a couple of characters that I'm that I completely love. Saw Cheetor, I saw Rhinox. Those are some fan favorite characters. But yeah, I mean, like, it looks better than I expected. I had very low expectations for this movie. Of course, we see RC in this, who's also played by a friend of the show, Great Lyle. And yeah, I'm a little more interested in watching this. The whole thing is like whether they fix the storyline, which it seems like it is, because in the original Transformers movie, Optimus Prime had never been to Earth until like the mid 2000s when that movie takes place.
Yeah.
And
Right.
they're retconning everything because now he's coming to Earth in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I think what they're doing is
Getting rid of Shia LaBeouf and Megan
Yeah, I
Fox.
know. Well, what I think what they're doing is with Bumblebee, they're like, kind of like events in history have changed, and it's causing the Transformers to come to Earth sooner than the expectation ever was. And it's just rewriting history, right? But we're getting more true to form Transformers. The only thing with it is, again, are they going to focus on the storyline with the humans, or are we going to get more of the war on Cybertron and why the Maximals are on Earth already? Because the Maximals it's a weird like time travel storyline with the Maximals, right? They're from the future, but they go back to the past. And that's kind of, I think that's what they're using to like prompt why the Autobots are on Earth sooner, is because the Maximals have come back in time. And it's a little bit of a convoluted storyline. It's like, if you don't follow the cartoons and the comics and everything, it might be a little confusing, but hopefully they write it in a way that makes sense, where it makes sense when you watch the movie. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Far be it for me to be a conspiracy theorist, but is Transformers, they're a Marvel comic?
They used to be a Marvel comic. I want to say that Image does their comics now.
Okay, all right. So it's not going to be like a multiverse of Transformers where they're going to just it's a full
The
retcon.
multiverse of the multiverse
Yeah.
of the multiverse.
I know, right? No, Marvel did their comics like back in the day.
Okay.
I want to say like late 80s through like the mid 90s. Marvel did all the Transformers comics.
Copy that. Yeah, I'm curious to see how they're going to explain all that. I mean, like I said, because I never got into Beast Wars, so I'm curious as to how that all gets explained. And I imagine as of right now, it's a as of right now it's a single movie with the hopes that it'll turn into multiple
sequels,
that
it'll turn into an entire franchise.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess where I'm going with that, to answer your question, is you might not get them, the ones that you're hoping to get, so that they can keep you coming back for the second one.
Right. Again, it's going to be interesting to see who the main villain is, and like who they decided to make the villain in this. If it's not going to be Megatron, because Megatron, in the way that Transformers has done its thing, Megatron has become a title and less so that he's a person. Right. So we have one more trailer. If you guys have seen this one.
Which one's this one? Okay, actually, this is the one I have seen.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen this one. No.
Okay, I've seen bits and pieces of this trailer, but I haven't fully watched the trailer yet. So that's why I was waiting, because I knew we were going to do lights camera reaction today. So I was like, okay, I'm going to wait to watch this trailer so that way I have a genuine reaction to it. So let's go ahead and start this one here.
More like me, that's enough for just my voice.
I am Groot. Okay,
That'll be my birthday movie.
Huge. Okay, we have to talk about the tree in the room. Buff Groot.
Yeah, super buff Groot,
Yeah.
like Roy Groot
is ripped. Why is he so ripped?
His branches have been injected.
There is definitely steroids involved here,
and he got high on the sap.
I'm good sap. And as a bit of a spoiler, I know we're going to get into, but your first introduction is if you've seen the holiday special, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
I haven't yet.
Okay, well, you get to see more buff Groot.
Yeah,
that's not a spoiler.
Years, it's like very jarring because you're not expecting,
right?
Like, it's like a dude in a suit, right? And it's like you're not expecting to see this giant hulking mass of tree, dancing to music in the background. It's both cute and kind of creepy at the same time.
Not cute and cuddly, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting to watch that one a little bit closer till Christmas time.
Oh,
okay. I couldn't not watch it.
Yeah, no. Well, okay, so I've got some dates here. So Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is coming out June 30th of 2023. The Last of Us is releasing on HBO Max January 15th of 2023. So I mean that's close. It's like
closer, yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. Transformers Rise of the Beasts is on June 9th, 2023. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is May 5th, 2023. Yeah, so we're coming up on a lot of these.
Whenever I hear Indiana Jones, I think of Pick of Destiny. That title, all I think of is Tenacious D.
The Dial of Destiny?
Yeah, I think of Pick of Destiny. Yes.
So going back to Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, let's get a rating on this, guys. I don't know, Bex, if you've seen the way we do our rating system here.
No.
But Ray, go ahead and give her an example of how we do ratings here. So the trailer itself for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I give it 8 picks out of 10 Destinies.
8 picks out of 10 Destinies.
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna give that 9 indie whips out of 10 de-aging of Harrison Ford.
Okay.
She's like, what the is happening right now?
I give it 7 shields from Captain America. From his collection. I feel like you guys are just making stuff up.
100%.
It's usually based on whatever we just watched, right? So
7 whips out of 10 automatic weapons being fired at you.
Yeah,
got it.
So Last of Us.
There's definitely no science, Bex.
Yeah, I know. There's no science to it. It's the numbers are the only things that matter. Last of Us. I'm gonna give this. Another 8. Solitary, wandering around the wilderness out of 10 weird giant zombies at the end of the trailer.
I honestly think I'm gonna give it 6 veins popping out of 10 jump scares at the end, because I feel like if I didn't know the game, I don't know that I'd be super like intrigued about watching this movie. I think they're banking more so on people knowing the game, and that's all they need. That's going to be their selling point. But if this was not branded Last of Us, I don't know that I'd be super stoked. I mean, I'm sure the trailers will get better as it gets closer, but it doesn't look something. It's not something that really grabbed me without having that name recognition.
Right. Okay.
And see, as a person who doesn't know the game, that trailer gave me nothing.
Yeah, I totally feel that.
So yeah.
So what's the rating on it?
You're not escaping it, Bex.
Well, that's just, I don't want to be like mean about it, but the trailer just doesn't give me anything. I just don't understand what's going on or have anything with it. I'll just do for what looks like branches coming out of that zombie Groot. I don't know.
Not buff Groot.
Not buff Groot.
Out of
Kind
10
of look like it. Out of 10 buff
10 not
Groots.
Groots. That's the whole point of why we do this, is because it's funnier to do it that way than it is to, it gives you a chance to be creative, right?
Revel in the ridiculousness.
Exactly. So Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Again, the trailer alone. So I'm not going to base it on, you know, what I know of the franchise. I'm basing it on, does this trailer make me want to watch this movie? And I'm going to give this 9 transforming apes out of 10 really cool Porsche Carrera like changes.
Very cool.
I'm gonna give it 9 former Hellboys out of 10 non-child. Do it, LaBeoufs.
That's awesome.
Yes, that is the best. Go ahead, Bex.
I will give it 9 musicals out of the 10 Hamilton characters in the
That's
film.
right. Yeah.
There we go. All right. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is definitely a 9 adorable baby rockets out of 10 jarring buff Groot tree things.
Yeah, I'm with you. I give it definitely 9.5 sap injection cycles out of 10 rocket implants.
You got some sap in you, man.
I give it 9 missing Infinity Stones that are still lost in the multiverse.
Mm-hmm. By the way, did you see the thing? I know I'm tangent, but that there's a 7th Infinity Stone coming to the comics, Phil?
What?
That supposedly that there was a confirmation that, or there is a, I know it was rumor confirmation that there's going to be a 7th stone that's going to be introduced, 7th Infinity Stone in the comics, not in the MCU.
Oh, I mean, I haven't heard the rumor, but I mean, I'm sure I'll read the comic when it comes out.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it. But yeah, I'm stoked about seeing about Guardians of the Galaxy. What's funny about Guardians of the Galaxy is when we saw the first one, I had to convince Angel to go see it. I was like, it's a Marvel movie. It can't be. It's gonna be fine. Like, but I really knew nothing about the Guardians of the Galaxy because I never read the books. And when we went and saw it, and it became our favorite Marvel movie, like hands down, up to and I loved all the Captain America stuff, but Guardians of the Galaxy we both enjoyed that one more than any of the other ones. So we're all in on that franchise for sure.
Gotcha. Well, guys, we are gonna take a quick break, real quick, just so that we basically, this is just a spot for me to split up the episodes. So go ahead and continue to stay tuned here, guys, because we're gonna get into news and rumors here in a minute. So. And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Real quick on there. Again, it was just kind of something quick to give me a minute on there. So, guys, Bex had to take off. She's heading out for the rest of the night, but me and Ray are gonna talk some.
But why does she get to leave? And I get half this. I'm just kidding.
We're just gonna talk some quick news and rumors. There's not a lot, but we're just gonna kind of go off of reactions and whatnot here. So let's go ahead and get this started. It's time for the download. So first story on the chopping block, sad news.
Yes.
Man, you know,
Not surprising because of her condition, but I mean, no less sad nonetheless.
yeah, it's sad, man. So Kirstie Alley, acclaimed actor, has passed away after a battle with cancer. She also starred in film projects such as Star Trek. Oh, thank you, Jackie. I was just about to get into that too. Thank you so much.
I was about to look around and see, is that what? Like Jackie.
Can you hear her?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You want to go where everybody knows.
I can't hear the water running in the shower, but
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. So yeah, star of Cheers, Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, Look Who's Talking, The Village of the Damned, along with shows like The Goldbergs. She was in Scream Queens, The Middle, a couple other things. I mean, you know, we're losing a genuine icon in the industry. Allie's family released a statement saying, "We are sad to inform you that our incredible, fierce, and loving mother has passed away after a battle with cancer. Only recently discovered she was surrounded by her closest family and fought with a great strength, leaving us with a certainty of her never-ending joy and living and whatever adventures are ahead." Kirstie Alley was 71 years old.
I didn't realize she was 71, to be honest. I mean, like I said, I knew, you know, her condition, it wasn't, I'm pretty sure it was well known, but I did not realize she was 71.
I didn't either. I didn't realize that she was that old. So going on here, on to some movie news. Oh yeah, that's right. Ang Lee's son is set to direct. Ang Lee is set to direct a Bruce Lee biopic, and his son, it's being produced by Sony's 3000 Pictures. It was also announced that his son, Mason Lee, Billy Lin Long's halftime walk, he was in The Hangover Part 2, is taking on the role of the iconic martial artist.
Wow.
Screenwriter Dan Futterman, he wrote Capote and The Foxcatcher, is currently working on a script that has previously been worked on by Gene Castelli, Alex Law, and Mabel Chung, and most recently Wells Tower. Lee has been working on this project for a long time already, and his son has been training for the role for the past 3 years. I wonder. So, I mean, Ang Lee has always done like action movies. I wonder like what Mason Lee looks like if he's been training for 3 years to look like Bruce Lee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, so I'm definitely curious to find out.
Right. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what it is because, you know, Ang Lee's an action director mostly, right? So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what he does with the biopic of Bruce Lee. If they like, add in action scenes, you know, like things that are in his mind, or if he's just going to be doing really good like action direction when they're doing like the film scenes.
Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing the movie Dragon, and I remember how well received it was as far as a biopic. But I like when I came out, I liked it.
Yeah, I like that movie.
I'd be interested. And there's no release date on this as of right now, correct?
As of right now, there isn't any release date on this.
Okay, so there's time. So that the 3 years plus will be the training time. So
right,
no excuses.
Right. So moving on, the DC universe is moving. Well, one of the DC universes is moving. Warner Brothers Television and Amazon are partnering up to bring new DC animated content to Prime Video. The news comes from Channing Dungey, head of Warner Brothers Television, who revealed the news at Content London, stating that the studio is exploring animated IP on different platforms. He went on to say, with animation, we used to be about staying in-house, but now we are doing it on a different platform. HBO Max is the first to stop, but we are in the process of closing a big deal with Amazon featuring DC branded content in animation. Where I wonder about this is if this is the deal that they're making for for the Batman cartoon, the Cape
The
Crusader.
one that was supposed to be on HBO Max.
Right.
Hmm.
Because I wonder if this is where that's going, and then they're just going to start putting more content on Amazon, which is kind of a trip because Amazon also has a deal with Marvel, so they're going to have Marvel and DC on their platform.
Well, yeah, and I think that's kind of the thing. I think, well, I'm speculating, obviously, that Warner Brothers must have lost so much on their DC stuff that because the complaints that people had about it. Now they got to make some money back, and they're actually, instead of having exclusive content, now they're selling it to someone else that Amazon has to buy it now. So
right,
I guess they're making some of their money back any way they can, as opposed to telling their subscribers that it was going to be exclusively to HBO Max, which now obviously is not.
Right.
I wait, what?
What? I didn't say anything.
Oh, I do the next one. So back to a DC universe we know for now. The fans of the Flash have been wondering when the 9th and final season of the long-running Arrowverse series will return, and the CW's announced that the Flash will return ahead of the mid-season premiere of Kung Fu. The final season of Flash will consist of 13 episodes.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then I'm waiting for my cue.
Oh yeah, so we have a final Flash synopsis.
So before I even go into this, I'm way behind. I stopped watching when they were doing a lot of the crossovers when Supergirl was starting off. So I need to go back because I actually enjoyed watching them. I need to go back and check them all out and get back caught up.
I mean, Grant Gustin is a good Flash. It's
absolutely.
I'm like maybe 3 seasons behind on this.
I'm not seeing. I don't even know how many seasons I'm behind at this point now. So it's been so long. So after defeating the Reverse Flash once and for all, the 9th season of the Flash, there it is, picks up 1 week later following their epic battle, and Barry Allen, played by Grant Gustin, and Iris West Allen, Candace Patton, are reconnecting and growing closer than ever before. But when a deadly group of rogues descend on Central City led by a powerful new threat, the Flash and his team must once again defy impossible odds to save the day. But as the rogues are defeated, a deadly new adversary rises to the challenge. Barry Allen's heroic legacy, and in their greatest battle yet, Barry and the Team Flash will be pushed to their limits in order to save Central City one last time. The Flash will return on Wednesday, February 8th, 2023 at 8 p.m. Check your local listings.
Very, very interesting. I'm interested. I need to start watching it again. I need to catch up before.
Spoiler alert starts. For the last season, I mean.
Yeah, I know, right? So, moving on to some Star Wars news here. News from the DC universe to news from a galaxy far, far away. The upcoming Lucas series Star Wars The Acolyte will star Daphne Keane from Logan and His Dark Materials, who was recently cast in the project. And in a recent interview with Tech Radar, she opened up a little bit about the show and said that it will see the Sith infiltrate the Jedi Order. That's very interesting, actually. Keane went on to say, it's set 100 years before the prequel movies, and it's kind of an explanation on how the Sith infiltrated the Jedi. It's a Sith-led story, which has never been done before. It's been really fun to film. The cast is amazing, and the director, Leslie Headland, and crew are just lovely. The whole experience is wonderful, and I'm already excited for people to see it. So we have a Sith synopsis. A mystery thriller that will take viewers into the galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. The High Republic is set 200 years before the Skywalker saga begins. Now, there's no specific date on when Star Wars Acolyte will be infiltrating Disney Plus.
We don't even have a date. I mean, it's being worked on now, but I mean, has shooting begun on it?
No, yeah. So they're in the middle of shooting the series.
Okay.
It's happening. There's no, oh, this might not happen. It's already. We already know that they're filming it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Staying in the Star Wars universe, just fast forwarding a couple hundred years, it's been announced that Lucasfilm's The Mandalorian Season 3 is finally set to premiere on Disney Plus on March 1st, 2023. Jon Favreau previously revealed that he is currently writing Season 4 of the series. I'm stoked because I was going through my memories and we were watching The Mandalorian this time, last year, a couple years ago, and I'm like, wait, we're way past due for another season.
Right.
So I can't wait.
Well, because they use or they use Boba Fett as a buffer season.
Yeah.
And this season was supposed to come out like around now, and it got pushed back to March, which usually means, you know, there's either reshoots or something happened with special effects and they had to like redo stuff. I mean, I'm fine with them pushing things back if it means we're gonna get a better quality series. You know what I mean?
Who knows? It could have just been, you know, shooting Last of Us for all we know.
That's true. I mean, it could be that it was delayed because of The Last of Us, you know. So I'm excited about this next one. So I'm gonna take this one real quick.
Absolutely.
From one of the newest Disney properties to one of the oldest. Before there was a Mickey Mouse, there was Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. This relic of the early days of Disney animation may not have been featured in animation for close to 95 years, but he is certainly still a well-loved character. Oswald has Oswald was supposed to get his own streaming series on Disney Plus. The designs, scripts, and animation tests were done with the pilot in production before the whole thing was shut down.
It sucks.
I know. As part of the year-long Disney 100 Years Wonder celebration, Oswald has made his return to animation. The official Disney Animation Twitter account shared that the Walt Disney Oswald the Lucky Rabbit is back. For the first time in nearly 95 years, Oswald stars in an all-new hand-drawn short from Walt Disney Animation Studios in celebration of Disney's 100 Years of Wonder. # Disney 100. So there's no specific date for when Oswald will hop into theaters. So it looks like it's going into theaters.
Interesting.
You know, I'm excited because, you know, the only thing that we've gotten out of Oswald in general was that
those floppy-eared hats.
Well, there's the floppy-eared hats too, but I mean, there was it was the video game. It was the one where Mickey like he goes and paints the world because Oswald went and stole the joy out of the Disney universe, and Mickey has to go and repaint everything.
I completely missed that. I didn't even know that was a thing, dude.
It was a game, dude. Like Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was the villain in the first version of that game.
You can't catch a break, that guy.
Well, and then he becomes an ally in the second game, right? But like, yeah, it's you know, they brought back Oswald, and that game in itself brought a lot of kind of like notoriety back to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, and people just started you know, realizing that he was Walt's first character. Before Walt did Mickey, right? And there's also a documentary that's coming out on Disney Plus about Oswald. So I mean,
yeah,
I'm excited to watch that too.
He's finally gonna get his due, hopefully. Yeah, I'm excited about the one coming to Disney Plus as well.
Yeah.
So keeping in Disney news, refurbishment. Why did it have to be refurbishment? Before Harrison Ford returns for his last hurrah in Indiana Jones and the Not Pick of Destiny, the Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, California will temporarily close the Indiana Jones Adventure attraction for some TLC.
So that means it's not going to be shut down all the time like it is every time you go to the park.
This shutdown is going to be on purpose, not the one that you usually experience when you're in line or on the ride.
Or
so
on the
ride. Is actually planned, yeah. Indiana Jones Adventure will be closed for refurbishment from January 9th until spring 2023. So, okay. If they can finish in that much time, more power to them. Refurbishment details are trapped in the Ark of the Covenant somewhere. The fast pace, because there's no space, Adventureland ride, which has sent guests careening through a thrill-filled adventure into the cursed Temple of the Forbidden Eye since 1995, is scheduled to reopen before Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny opens in movie theaters on June 30th, 2023.
Now, go ahead.
No, please.
I was going to say, now, we reported on this maybe like a year ago when we first started talking about the new Indiana Jones movie. And I know that was one of the big speculations, is that the refurbishment is going to add in things from the Dial of Destiny into the ride, because they said that it was supposed to be themed in line with the ride itself. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it ties in and what kind of fun goes into that. You know what I mean?
I think there's a lot of fans that just be happy with if they could get it so that it works every time. I mean, if I'm being honest, and anyone that frequents the Disneyland park knows that if they've ever wanted to ride that ride, there's I don't think anyone has a story does not have a story about how it broke down on them or right before they were going to get on the ride.
Yeah,
I think everyone's experienced that.
Everybody, if you've ever been to the park, everybody has a story about it. So
absolutely. I'm one time ours broke down and we were there for literally, it had to have been 45 minutes. And we were right under where he was hanging on the vine. So we're just seeing him like teeter back and forth. And we're like, you got to be kidding me. Like just waiting. They finally had to clear us off and evacuate. They had to get step ladders off because it's kind of at an angle where it was at. So
man,
it was interesting. But on a side note of that, when we were in Orlando this last month or 2 months ago, you got to see the Indiana Jones stunt show at Hollywood Studios, and man, that thing was fun. I'd heard stories that it was really good. It's a really good show, but that was a fun stunt show to witness. And I'd be interested to see if they're going to announce any additions to it from the new movie for that as well.
Right. So, guys, it's bowl season. Football? No. It's snack bowl news. Oh, yeah. Guys, with both the Cheez-It Bowl and Cheez-It Citrus Bowl just over the horizon, the company has unveiled that both select fans and players will have the chance to spend a night in the themed hotel room sporting wall-to-wall decorations honoring the beloved snack. You can head to the official Cheez-It site for complete rules on the sweepstakes.
I wish the listeners could hear me shaking my head.
Yeah, I know. Just you can hear him. You know how you can hear it right here. I've got it for you, dude. This is the sound of Ray shaking his head.
So bad.
So bad. So, guys, I have a snack time Cheez-It-opsis. Synopsis. Cheez-It, the cheesiest sponsor of college football, with 4 years of Cheez-It Bowl action and the title partner of the new Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, is giving football players and fans even more reason to wake up feeling the cheesiest. This year, the brand is creating exclusive Cheez-It feeling the cheesiest hotel rooms at the official team hotels that look and feel straight out of a Cheez-It box.
Yes, they do.
Look at the picture. You can see it on screen.
Yeah, if
you're watching the show right now and you're listening, just know it looks like Cheez-Its threw up all over a room.
It looks like you stepped into a box, like you're the Littles and you are living in a Cheez-It box.
Exactly. So in true Cheez-It fashion, the absurdly satisfying action does not stop there. Select lucky fans will have the chance to spend the night before the 2022 Cheez-It Bowl at Camping World Stadium and then watch the game from the Cheez-It feeling the cheesiest on-field suites. These absurdly cheesy hotel room replicas positioned in the end zone at Camping World Stadium deliver everything fans need to take their cheering to champion levels with Cheez-It sofas, blankets, pillows, and that's right, a luxurious Cheez-It bed. Fans who attend the official Cheez-It Bowl pep rallies in December 28th at Point Orlando will have the chance to win. So they're just going to put these rooms on the end zone?
Here's my, if they miss the opportunity to, instead of having snow for winter and have yellow dust coming down on them, like anyone that's had Cheez-Its has a witness on their fingertips, they're really missing a golden opportunity for just dumbassery.
Well, I mean, considering the time that it's going to be in, which I'm going to mention here in a second, I mean, if pollen is coming out, they're going to have yellow dust all over them.
That's very true. And
in Florida, man.
And can we just speak on the irony of the fact that the citrus bowl is a cheese bowl, so it's a cheesy citrus bowl.
That does not sound delicious to me.
I don't think anyone. I don't know that. So let's just maybe I don't know. Have some Cheez-Its and then. Oh no. Drink the orange juice first and then eat the Cheez-Its.
The only place where citrus and cheese go together is in a taco.
I'll take that. I'll take the pastor.
Mm-hmm. It's like orange in carnitas. You do that, or limes or citrus. Yeah. Limes or citrus.
That's true.
limon on it, right? The 2022 Cheez-It Bowl kicks off on December 29th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN, and the newly named 2023 Cheez-It Citrus Bowl kicks off on January 2nd, 2023 at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC.
Yay!
And that is it for the news. We do have a couple of rumors though, so let's get into some starting rumors. I don't know where to get in the news. Oh yeah. Oh, I got some rumors with you. All right, here we go. It's time for some rumors. First rumor on the block. I'm not even on the right page.
I got you. So there's been a lot of talk online recently about Marvel's Daredevil Born Again series, and that it will introduce the totem-wielding vigilante named White Tiger to the MCU. White Tiger will be in the show, but the character will also have a major role to play in the story. White Tiger is a name that's been passed down between characters. The most recent version of the character is Eva Ayala, the younger sister of Hector Ayala, who was the original White Tiger, and the aunt of the former White Tiger, Angela Del Toro. In the comics, she's an Avengers Academy graduate and the current wielder of the mystical Jade Tiger Amulet. So tell for those of us that don't know, i.e. me, so tell me about this White Tiger amulet, Jade Tiger Amulet.
So White Tiger is like another martial artist,
Mm-hmm.
right? But he's like a Latino character. So I mean, again, it's fun that we're gonna get, more Latino characters in Marvel because we kind of need more of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do like the idea of when Marvel takes minor characters and they make them like a little more prevalent and a little more major.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think the rumor here is just saying that White Tiger is not going to be a minor character and he's going to be a major character. So tacos on the table. My tacos are on the table. I see the way that Marvel treats their characters. And they don't make even minor characters, they don't make them just like kind of throwaway characters. So I see this being something that's going to happen.
Now, is it 18 episodes? Is that what we're getting of Daredevil?
18 episodes, yeah.
So I mean, if they don't make that character a major character, it'd be missing out on a definite opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you with the tacos on the table on that one. Absolutely. If there's even rumors that character's gonna be in the series, that I feel like it's gonna have to be it could go either way, because if it's not a major role and they try to lean into giving that character their own series, that's also something they've done in the past.
I mean, look at Echo. Echo's again a fairly minor character in the comics, and she's getting a full-on series.
Yep, exactly right.
They made her super badass in
kidding me?
Yeah. Especially being like she's Native American, not just Native American, but she's also deaf. Like that's kind of badass, and she is in the comics too, but I mean, like she's super badass.
And she legitimately has the prosthetic on her. I mean, that's none of that was played up. That's actually her.
Yeah. So it's pretty good. So moving into the next rumor here, AEW's William Regal reportedly is expected to return to the WWE. Oh, this one's a big deal. All right. William Regal's AEW future is up in the air. The former WWE Intercontinental Champion and NXT General Manager debuted for the promotion just 9 months ago at AEW Revolution, helping ease tensions between Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson. The tension within the ranks reached a fever pitch at AEW Full Gear as Regal turned on Moxley by helping MJF capture the AEW World Title. The following week on AEW Dynamite, Moxley kept his frustrations at bay, but instructed Regal to run and never come back. Fightful Select reports that AEW talent are under the impression that William Regal's contract is up in December of this year. PW Insider also reported that all signs point to Regal being WWE bound, but emphasized that nothing has been made official just yet. So just with the minor things that we've seen on all this, tacos on the table, man. Do you think William Regal is coming back to WWE?
I think there's too much smoke for there not to be fire on this one.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, you
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I think he's going to WWE from a lot of the accounts that I read, or it's all rumor, of course, but
Yeah.
he it was his desire to come back if Triple H was in charge. So
Right. And I mean,
yeah,
Triple H basically gave him, new purpose at WWE when he
Mhm.
stopped wrestling, because he made him the general manager at NXT. So I mean, like, I would love to see William Regal come back and have a bigger role within creative, within management,
Mhm.
over at WWE, because he did such a great job at NXT that, I would love to see him continue on. You know what I mean?
Absolutely agreed with you on that. How about you? Are your tacos on the table as far as that goes as well?
My tacos are on the table, man. I think that William Regal is going to make his way back to the WWE. It's his home. It's where he made his name in his career.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he had a really good run in WCW, but I think that the majority of his career was made in the WWE. So
Absolutely, yeah, agreed.
I 100% think that he's just coming home.
Yep, I'm with you on that for sure. And I'm looking forward to it. It's one of those things that they've been debuting or announcing people, randomly since he's in Triple H has taken over. So it's one of those. It's going to just be a build. But when is it going to be? Is it going to be, are they going to wait till Royal Rumble, or what's the story going to be? You know what I mean?
Right.
Which I could definitely see that. If his debut were to come at Royal Rumble, since that's their next premium live event, like I could definitely see that being the case.
Right. I'm wondering what like well, I think day one is the next big one, but I mean,
Well, no, there's no day one from what I understand. I think it was canceled for the 2023.
oh, they canceled day one. Okay.
Yeah, so
So
so the next one is Royal Rumble.
so yeah, I mean, like, Royal Rumble is going to be the place where we're going to see reveals, right? We're going to
Yeah.
see people coming from, whoever we have coming in. What would be really dope is if we saw that Forbidden Door actually open and New Japan wrestlers were just in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, that'd be crazy. Yeah, that would be dope.
Right, because that's where the majority of that Forbidden Door has been opening, is with New Japan, right?
Mhm.
So I mean, it would be dope to see New Japan wrestlers just show up in the Royal Rumble, right? And you just see some strong style actually happening. It'd be badass, dude.
Well, because I know they're letting Shinsuke Nakamura. He's going to be performing in Japan. I mean, it's not. I don't believe it is New Japan, but I know he's performing.
He's fighting the Great Muto, because he's getting ready to retire.
Tour. Mm-hmm.
But then also Carl Anderson is doing New Japan, because he's
That's right.
idol in New Japan. So they let him go to and wrestle in New Japan.
Yeah.
Again, that's kind of a big deal, because you don't really see that happen.
Yeah, the under Vince McMahon, that wasn't something that really happened.
Right. And like Triple H is more of a willing to work with other organizations, because he knows it's gonna further his brand,
Yeah, absolutely. Can I help you?
Oh, is that
Yeah, he decided to make an appearance. Hi, Bobo.
the cutest cat in the Shire.
He's been trying to figure. He's not allowed on the table, but I'm not scolding him this time. So he's been trying to figure out a way to get over here.
And he's probably confused right now. He's like, he didn't yell at me. It's okay. All right, guys. Last rumor of the night. Star Wars Jedi Survivor release date is revealed in a new leak. So prior to an official announcement from Electronic Arts and Respawn Entertainment, the release date for Star Wars Jedi Survivor has now leaked online. For quite some time, it has been rumored and reported that the sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order would launch at some point in March 2023. Found on the official Steam page for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the upcoming action-adventure game was listed to release on March 15th, 2023. This release date was mentioned alongside numerous new details about the game, which included pre-order bonuses, new gameplay mechanics, and a new piece of key art for the title. In all likelihood, EA and Respawn are going to formally announce the release date of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order later this week, or Star Wars Jedi Survivor later this week at the Game Awards in Game Awards 2022. So, do you think? Because again, the speculation has already been that it's going to get released in March, right? So, tacos on the table, March 15th. Do you think that's the date it's going to come out?
I'm going to say no, only because I feel like so many more of the video games that they have been kind of rebelling against that, rushing them out to meet a date. So I mean, unless it's really done, that the crunch to meet that deadline, I'd say I would be hesitant to totally confirm that's going to be it.
Right. Well, I know that they've spent the last 2 years dedicated on this game.
Mhm.
So I mean, like Respawn does a couple other things, like they do this, and then they do Apex Legends, right? So it's just kind of like, they do their work on Apex Legends, but they had an entire team that just dedicated to nothing but doing Jedi Survivor. So I honestly think that when they released that initial trailer, the teaser that they came out with,
Mhm.
I think that was because they were so far along enough on the game that they they're probably approaching QA right now, right? Like doing quality assurance.
Okay.
And that's probably why they released that. I'm hoping that EA, because EA is known for crunch, but I mean, like, I'm
Yeah.
hoping that EA, with the way that they're treating these new properties, is like, let's wait to announce until we're far along enough in the game that people aren't going to be like, oh, we need this game right now,
Mhm.
and they already have like the majority of it done.
Yeah. I mean, that's very, very possible.
Mhm.
I mean, were they not? Was the Game Awards not happening while we were there for LA Comic Con? Was that not part of?
No, so that doesn't happen down there. There are awards that they do for gamers that are down there, because there are
Okay.
gamers and stuff down there, but it wasn't. It definitely wasn't the Game Awards.
Okay. All right. Cool. Because I remember seeing some stuff where the sidewalk was blocked off, and something about gaming award or something or another. So I wasn't sure if it was in if it was going to be there, or if it was happening, or what the story is. Where they held that?
I think they're in LA. But
okay. So then maybe it wasn't beforehand, because they were coming up then. Because there was some signage for it on the we parked at the West Garage closer to Staples Center, so there was some signage on the street. So, there was reference in the Game Awards.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think that that they're happening right now, but I know they're coming soon. So
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So with that being said, that's it for rumors, man.
That's it. At least we have some this time.
Yeah, I know, right? Last week we didn't have any. But yeah, that's it for that. With that all being said, neither of us are wearing any right now, but guys,
I was wearing my hat.
Were you?
Yeah, my black one. They're both over there, as a matter of fact. I just took it off when I got up, when I stepped away.
I just realized James has been talking smack over here. He said, "I'm a survivor." Insert fart sound here.
Of course, James.
If you've ever like checked in on the game streams, I have like a whole bunch of like alerts and stuff that are in there that you can like mess with. And James loves just dropping fart sounds in the middle of a game.
That sounds about right.
Right. But once again, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. What do we have? We got merch, people. Oh yeah. Now see the merch, guys. Hats are $35 each, or $30 each if you want to get multiple hats. You want to see what hats we got? We got that baller black. My Galaxy Gray, I think, is in my bedroom right now, but I got that baller black for you right there. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Our hats, $35 each, or $30 if you get multiple hats. You want to get multiple colors, there you go. Now we also have shirts. If you want shirts, just DM us, get us your size and your shirt, and you'll get your shirt reserved. $20 if you're local to the Sacramento area. There we go. So you see that Galaxy Gray right there. Oh yeah, look at the Galaxy Gray. It's real hot Galaxy Gray right there. Yeah. Right. $20 if you're local to the Sacramento area, $25 if we got to ship it to you. All you got to do, if you guys are interested in any merch from us, is DM us anywhere at Distance Nerding, anywhere your social media of choice. Now, I also have stickers. If you want stickers, just tell me and I will ship you stickers for free. Just got to get me an address and I will get them to you. James, taco on the tables. Put your tacos out there. See, he's always late.
So late.
Always late. Right. Guys, let's tell you about this schedule, right?
Skedoodly.
right? Thursdays from 6 to 8 on Twitch, on Twitch and YouTube. Hang out with myself, Young Phil, as I build Lego, and we just hang out and bring on nerdy friends and do interviews and have a whole bunch of fun and do things like that. This week, if you guys haven't seen all the announcements, we got Christy Shin from Horror Studios. If you're unfamiliar with Christy Shin, she is the author of Demon Bitch, which is a hilarious comic. And she's also the president. She's also the president of CAPS. So we're going to be talking to her about the organizations that she's involved in, about her work and the artwork that she does, and just kind of her rise right now, because she's kind of blowing up, man. She had a panel at LA Comic-Con.
Okay.
You know,
very cool.
Kind of a big deal when you have your own panel at LA Comic-Con, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that right there. Now Mondays we got game streams, guys, from 12 to 4 on Twitch. Right now I'm playing Cyberpunk. I'm trying to knock out all the gigs and all the side quests before I finish the game, because I'm on the last mission in the game. But it says that if you go and finish the game, do the last mission, then you lose your ability to do all the rest of the gigs. So let me knock everything out. It also makes it so my character is like super strong by the time I do that last mission. Tuesdays is the show you're watching right now, The Download, from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. We had a extra special segment this week, so we went super over. But the idea is we're also breaking up the episode into two pieces here for this week. So for those listening, you're listening to the second half of the show right now. And then of course we just talked about the build. So guys, set that reminder, jump in, make sure you remind yourself on YouTube and Twitch to get in on the chat, have a whole bunch of fun. Right now, this Thursday, if you're going to join us on stream, we're also doing a holiday cookie bracket.
Okay, cool. I like that.
There we go.
Sugar cookies for the win.
Exactly. So holiday cookies. We're voting on what the best holiday cookie is right now. So with all that right here, but
you know what? During during that stream, during the build, you got to have people in the comments add what they use their metal cookie tins for, because everyone's got a different one. Sewing kits and all the other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So real quick here, hold on. Let me just write this down. All right, so we're getting out of here. Ray, give everybody your pluggables. Let's do this.
Always at Raider Ray, RAYDE, 2 R's, AY. Nothing very original, but I am a Raider fan, and I always will be. And I can't wait for the Raiders to beat the 49ers in a few weeks.
For the Raiders to lose like they always do?
That's not what I said. They're on a 3-game winning streak.
He's super excited for the Raiders to lose to the Niners. You know, super. You know, I got to see what James is doing on that day, so that way we can just like have a football party.
That'd be dope.
We just like barbecue and watch the Niners beat the Raiders.
We'll watch it. We'll watch it together via StreamYard.
There you go. Exactly that.
Or FaceTime. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am not Raider Ray. So hold on. Let me pull that down and go right here. Of course, you know us because you're watching the show right now. Is that right? Right? That's what we're doing right now. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who we are. I am your boy, Young Phil. You have something you want to discuss. Tell us what you're nerding out on, and make sure to let us know in the Facebook group, The Distance Nerding's in Post.
By the way, speaking of nerding out, have you checked out Tulsa King at all on Paramount Plus?
I haven't. I don't have Paramount Plus anymore.
Oh, you fail.
No, I was not gonna lie, I was bumming it off my buddy, and he canceled his account because he added it into his Amazon Prime.
Copy that.
So I no longer have Paramount Plus.
Wah, wah, wah.
Right. But guys, buy us a taco. I tell you it every week. You can buy us tacos, right? Join the taco party, guys. Head over to distancenerding.com. Join the taco party. Donate to us, and you help us continue to do what we're doing. But that also goes back to you. It helps us get more prizes, helps us get more stickers that we can send out to everybody, because we do this for you. We don't do this for ourselves. We do this because we enjoy being moderately entertaining and trying to entertain you out there, the nerds that give back to us in views. So connect with us at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Discord, all at Distance Nerding. Want to say the last line?
No.
Okay. Well then, thanks, and keep nerding together. That's right. All right, man. It's time for the dance party. You ready for this?
No.
Oh, okay.
Did it work?
We're doing it.
Hold on. I'm gonna have a co-star to the dance party.
I don't have anything.
Distance nerding.
Hateful.
I'm hateful. That's it. Turn to the mic, Bilbo. Nice. That's cool.
See you all next week.